Hello. Hello. Good evening. This is Taking L's. My name is Logan. We're here to cope and seethe today. Big ups to everybody who just joined, who is coping and seething. From the top, we have Mothania, big ups. Game Master, big ups. Greedy Piggy, big ups. Misery Merchant. How you doing, Misery Merchant? We have the Dom. We have Len the Deranged. Big ups, Len. Big ups, Iviga. Big ups, Chody Taint. Good to see ya. Big ups, Visible Dimwit. Big ups, Ice Yamamoto. How are you? And big ups, Anthony. We are here to cope and seethe, and I'm going to bring things way, way down by getting political off the bat. Because we are going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about jobs. DSP talked about jobs on the pre-stream today. What I did was I was working. You guys can't see it, but I'm going to do the DSP point. I was working at that desk right behind me, right? That's where I get my corpo work done. And I was listening to the pre-stream on my phone via Raw Phil, big ups. And he started talking about jobs. So I'm like, I'm going to need this segment. So I went to my personal computer, my PC over here. I pulled up Raw Phil and I paused it when he started talking about jobs because I knew we would need this segment. He has some really dumb takes on this. I think it was the Economist article that he was reading. So let's get into it. Here we go.
Okay. So
yes, Greedy Piggy says, "Where are the jobs? You still haven't told me." So I want to preface this. You guys are going to find this incredibly idiotic because he's a guy who's been out of the workforce since 2010, who thinks he knows about jobs. So here we go.
Final news story for today is a political one. Oh, maybe not. It's a news story that I want to talk about because I've talked about this from time to time in my content. I'm an American, and sadly, I see a lot of, how can I say, spin in the way that...
Okay, I'm just going to bring something up that annoys me linguistically about DSP. When he says, how can I say... It's like that movie trope of the foreigner saying, "It is, how do you say?" You know what I mean? It sounds like a Frenchman saying, "How do you say American?" It just sounds really stupid, and the way he says that is really dumb. Maybe I'm being petty, but I hate it.
Things are reported or told to the population.
Yeah,
of the
Snood,
United
it's
States.
not normal
I see a
human
lot of
speak.
propaganda,
It's not.
and it pisses me off. Okay, notably, one of the things that I have seen reported.
Noted that he is immediately calling this Economist publication, this Economist article, propaganda, which I guess if you want to be a pedantic prick about it, all news is propaganda. Welcome to all my based lords in the chat. All news is by definition propaganda. So do with that what you will. It is your job to read between the lines and decide who you do or do not believe. But him immediately calling something propaganda on a stream like this is in incredibly bad faith.
In our country in the last several years is...
But also
jobs.
remember, he's not political.
Jobs
he's
are
not political.
up. There are so many jobs to be had in the United States. Man, if you need a job, you're in the right place because the job market is booming. And you keep seeing reports in mainstream media. So-and-so reports that 1 million jobs were created and 500,000 jobs were created and these jobs were created and that job was created. Okay? Well.
Len, you have the good old confirmation
happened,
bias. Yes.
Right? And
I like
to be
that.
honest, I think
that's why you're here, right?
Everything that I've said up to now kind of led to this. All right? I kind of felt like something like this was eventually going to be reported. Here we go. This is an article from mainstream. This is not, some...
Oh, no, it was Forbes. Okay.
News media or anything like that. This is a...
Forbes is kind of right-leaning if you think about it. I wouldn't call Forbes an unbiased news source. Forbes is a publication for rich people, by the way. It is a publication for the fucking 1%. So it is immediately politically compromised, in my opinion.
Actual real news article from this morning. All right. U.S. added 818,000 fewer
Nice burp.
jobs than previously thought. From March 2023 to March 2024, the government says. Prior data far overestimated recent labor market recovery.
Okay, so they had data data projections of job creation growth, and the actualized numbers were lower than the projections. Not that hard to figure out. Let's see what he says.
The government said on Wednesday a potentially worrisome sign as slowing job growth shakes confidence in the economy. Though some experts suggest the downward revisions aren't as bad as they seem on the surface. Oh, no. We accidentally counted 1 million extra jobs.
No one counted 1 million extra jobs. They were below the projected job growth. It was a predictive data study, which is unreliable at the outset from the jump. All this article is saying that the actual job growth month to month is 1 million lower than what the data set predicted. Yes, Greedy Piggy, accidentally, exactly. There is no accident. All this article is pointing out is stating the obvious, is that job growth is not matching prediction. There is no conspiracy here. No one lied to anyone. It's just they estimated poorly, which is fine. People do that all the time.
Only lied about 1 million.
Nobody lied.
I mean, at least it wasn't 1 billion, right? Only 1 million exaggerated jobs. That's not a big deal or anything.
Who's exaggerating?
Right? What?
Wait, I'm going to go back. What does that actually say? Government said Wednesday, partially worrisome sign, slowing job growth shakes confidence in the economy. This is all he's read, though some experts suggest that downward revision. Okay, may not seem. So it was a labor market study then. Who lied to who in a labor market study? I'm confused.
What? So,
Snood, you raise a good question, my man. Why is he even covering this? I don't know. It's not game news, and he doesn't have a job. So, what possible merit would he have to speak on this, other than he's a little bored?
Here you go.
I feel like with this, he's trying to do like the Asmongold just chatting segments. If anybody's seen at fucking Asmongold stream or any of the million Asmongold clips out there, most of the clips are literally just Asmon reading a Forbes article and having some retarded take on it. I think DSP is trying to do that here, and he's failing, because Asmongold's retarded takes are not retarded takes because he struggles or fails to read the article. They're retarded takes because he's an insulated weirdo that has a retarded take. You know what I mean? But this is like, Phil, this is a failure in reading comprehension. If anything, this is an indictment of the American education system specifically.
The U.S. added 818,000 fewer jobs than previously estimated from March 2023 to March 2024, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which released the data about 30 minutes after the scheduled 10 a.m. EDT release.
So it was a statistical prediction,
not including farm jobs, for the 12-month period from 2.9 million to about 2.1, knocking average monthly growth during that period about 242,000 to about 174,000. Stocks reacted positively to the announcement.
Okay, so what does that mean, though? Like, DSP, can you tell me what that means? Can you synthesize any of what you're reading? Can you tell me how it impacts the average American or the average person, you know, that either has a job or doesn't have a job in this country? This is the part that he doesn't do. He doesn't do the synthesis of, I'm going to read a headline or read part of an article and tell you what it means or why you should care. He just kind of says, what a bunch of fucking idiots, they lied to us all, which is a retarded take.
With the S&P 500 rising after the revisions release, extending its daily gain. The update came as part of the regularly scheduled first benchmark revision to the government's monthly non-farm payroll
merch.
data.
Okay.
The most widely
Misery
cited
Merchant, I got your DM. I'll look at that next. When this is done, I'll look at the clip you sent next. That's a brilliant connection. I didn't even think of that here, but it's brilliant.
Measure of all the U.S. employment picture. So basically, every single
When he's
person
done,
who references employment in
we'll
the
go to
US
this.
references this data.
I need coffee.
And the data was completely wrong for
Coffee
a year.
time.
A year. Oops. Now, the funny part about all this is, where is the accountability? And who is responsible for this issue?
Who's accountable for what? A bunch of statisticians ran numbers, and they came up with actuarial tables of what something might be. You can't punish someone for statistical predictions, TSP. Like, he actually thinks someone at the Department of Labor deserves to be punished for this statistical market study that they did. That's not how stats work, my guy. You can't punish statisticians for either misinterpreting or misunderstanding the data unless it has effects that cause notable and provable damages. This is not the stock market, DSP. It's a predictive study based on data. And guess what? Data studies are often wrong. That's why they're theoretical.
You know what I'm saying? So taking a look here, massive revisions have been fairly normal in recent years. As the government said last August, it also overestimated the job growth for the 12-month period by 306,000. And in August 2019, it had underestimated job growth by 462.
So he doesn't know what this means. What he's taking away is he basically has like a third grade interpretation of this. What he's taking away is the statisticians fucked up, which what he should be taking away is actually the economy and job growth are worse than we thought it was, because even at the statistically predicted rate, the jobs are not reaching the numbers that have been forecasted. That is what this article is trying to convey, is that actually the economy is worse than, like, this article is basically saying stocks are doing good, quote unquote stocks are doing good, but the economy to the average person in terms of job growth is weak. But he's not taking that away at all. At all.
1,000. The most recent downward revision
He's
comes
so
as late
stupid.
spring and early summer non-farm payroll expansion slowed. Okay, why are we constantly lying to the American populace about shit? Because our government.
So a Department of Labor statistical data study is lying? You can lie if you're wrong about something? Maybe that's why he can never admit wrongdoing. Maybe that's why DSP can never ever say he did something wrong, because to admit wrong is to cop to a lie. Because that's basically what he just said. Like, I don't know any statisticians personally, but I'm pretty sure their job is to just crunch the numbers and tell people what might happen. You can't fire someone for guessing wrong. Just like you can't fire the weatherman for saying it's going to rain and then it not raining. It doesn't make sense.
Is saying all the time. Okay. Oh, here we go. I gotta read this. Chief critics. There's little reason to fret at this headline revision number, according to some economists. Goldman economist Walker wrote ahead of the Labor Department report, the 818,000 downward revision is likely erroneous and misleading, estimating the new forecast slightly overstated the error, due in part to a methodology mostly excluding unauthorized immigrants, a group which strongly contributes to overall job growth.
He doesn't know what any of this means, by the way. Hello, Wyatt Helsing. What's up, dude?
We're not sweating this report. We're not sweating the fact
by the way, of course, the Department of Labor representative is going to say we're not too worried about this report that ended up being wrong. Because, of course, that's just basic spin, dude.
that our government...
He doesn't know what any of this means. This is so frustrating.
Risk reports things by 1 million. Again, this isn't 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. This is nearly...
I'll agree with him that that a variance of 18, excuse me, 8, I can't talk. I'll agree with him that a variance of 818,000 is statistically significant. I don't disagree with him there. That's very statistically significant. And the Department of Labor representative in this article is saying it's not, which is bullshit. So I don't disagree with him on this point. But still, the fact remains, he doesn't know what any of this means. What this means is the economy is not doing as well as everybody thought, or what the business publications are telling the average person. That's really what this is trying to convey, and he's not getting it all. He needs to read more. I know I say this all the time, but like DSP in general just needs to read more to understand context, to understand what it all means, to put the pieces together. He doesn't read enough. He never has.
They're off by 1 million. And that's what they told everyone for a year. And that's what we believe. And then they by the time they correct it, it's too late because people have already made decisions based off of this. Businesses have made
I don't know. Do any of you know the average person that reads Forbes? I don't. I don't know many people that read Forbes. Forbes is kind of bougie. And you know what? Corpos make corporate decisions based on the assumption that they will continue to see exponential growth year over year over year over year. And if they don't see exponential growth year over year over year over year, people get fired. It's pretty simple. It's like the corporate equation is very, very simple. I don't know why DSP is so confused by it.
Large decisions based off of this. It's insane. We are running a government that's a joke. They can be wrong by...
Not a government study, by the way. Well, technically a Department of Labor data study, but the Department of Labor doing a data study on the American economy is not uncommon. And I'm assuming that those kinds of studies would just continue to be ongoing. Like, this is not that deep. It's just, all it means is that the study says that the predictive data sets basically undersold how bad the economy is doing, which anybody that's bought groceries in the past year can tell you that. Like, it's there we go.
Thanks for the support.
Thank you, Jay Wusso.
Jay Wusso 989 says, "He a doomer consumer must see than cope no hope."
That's right. He is a doomer consumer. That's right. Better buy up all the shit.
By 1 million and they're okay. Oh, it's fine. It's no big deal. No, it is a big deal.
It gets worse, though.
Okay,
it gets
really
worse.
is a big deal. Now, here's the other part, too.
Here we go.
And this is the part that I absolutely have to add some commentary to. Did you notice that in this article, or in any article at all, that you read about the job growth in the United States, okay? Did you notice that they never say the quality or type of job growth? Did you?
All right, DSP. You want to cook? Cook. Because in this next segment, he comes off as a bougie dumbass, but he thinks he's fucking cooking. Get a load of this, guys. Just get a load of this. Here we go.
Happen to notice that? Nowhere here does it say, oh, they were in these particular sectors. In fact, what they actually did, they excluded the farm sector. They definitely did that. They said it's not farm jobs, right? But outside of that, does it say one?
Because agricultural jobs are reported differently. They just are.
Little piece of information about the jobs? No, nothing at all, right? Why? Why? Do you want to know why? Because the jobs that they report that are job growth in the United States are not the kind of jobs that you can make a living doing. The jobs that they
like what?
Reporting
like what? What jobs can't you make a living doing? Tell me. Name one.
Is job growth in the U.S., all right? Do you think it's a job where it's a factory job where you have a skill that you learn and you can apply it to a product and the product is great, and so that company appreciates you and you can get healthcare and you can get investments like retirement investments and you can get promoted and you can...
Okay, so what's your job right now, DSP? Like, what is this? Like, I would ask him, what is your job then? What is your job? Do you have health benefits? No. Can you get promoted? No. Are the skills transferable? Apparently not. Apparently fucking not, because you haven't learned a thing in 16 years of doing this.
Actually have like a career doing that? Is that what you really think the jobs are that they're reporting? Do you think that the job,
Big ups, guy with two names.
a cushy office job where you sit in a nice comfy chair all day, doing data entry, answering phones, going to the book?
Dude, that was you. That you were literally a number cruncher. I am a number cruncher. My job is literally crunching numbers. And you know what? You know what? The scam is I suck at math. I just use Excel. But I understand equations. I understand where the numbers go and how they fit together. It's all tool assisted, baby. But that was fucking you, man. So don't poo-poo the cushy jobs, man. He's going to simultaneously right here make fun of corporate jobs and retail. Watch.
Boardroom meetings, talking with people, again, healthcare, retirement opportunities, things for your family, investments, and then promotions and career. Do you think that's the kind of jobs that they're talking about when they say, oh, our economy grew by so many jobs? No.
They're okay. The variance was 818,000. Do you think they're going to categorically list every type of job that was included in that?
Thanks for the support. Guy with two names says,
Big ups, guy with two names, for the salt shaker for 99 cents. Salt. They're not going to list all the categories for 818,000 jobs, you idiot.
No. You want to know what jobs they're talking about? Fast food. You want to know what jobs they're talking about?
What's wrong with working fast food? What's wrong with that? There's plenty of people who work 2 and 3 fast food jobs just to make a living. Just to make a living. What's wrong with that, dude?
About retail stores.
So Meth Bear in the chat says Bridgeport wasn't really bougie. No, Bridgeport's a shithole. Bridgeport has been a shithole since probably the early 70s. I don't know specifically, but my parents were children in the 60s, but my mom has lived in Connecticut basically all of her life, and Bridgeport used to be like a good city to live in. And then sometime in the 70s, basically a lot of the factory work that was in and around Bridgeport shut down outside of Sikorsky. There used to be basically like a bunch of thriving factories in the Bridgeport Stratford area. Just a ton of factories and contractors and stuff like that. And then in the 70s, they started to move out. So it seems like in Phil's situation, in his neighborhood, like, not to get too socio-political here, but from the way Phil tells it, it seems like when Phil was a child, his neighborhood was mostly white, like when he was a little kid, right? Because the well-paying factory jobs were still there. People still wanted to live there. But as he got older, he mentions that like his family was like the only white family, quote unquote, left on the block. So what he's talking about is the phenomenon of the white flight. And the white flight happens in a lot of major cities when the corporations and factories that people are dependent on for work go away. And it either becomes prohibitive for people to still live there due to their commute to a different job, or it may become cost prohibitive to live there. So a lot of times, the more well-off, for lack of a better term, white people will move away as a result. And then, other, let's say, lower tax brackets will move in there. That's why Phil always talks about his neighborhood when he was like a teenager being, whatever the term he used, a multicultural melting pot. And that's exactly what happened to his neighborhood in Bridgeport. I don't live... Again, I spent time around Bridgeport while growing up, and I've known people from the Bridgeport Stratford area, and the way that they always explained it to me is that a lot changed in like the late 70s, early 80s that made Bridgeport kind of the shithole it is now. To get a little bit political, so that's sort of context to what he's trying to say.
You want to know what jobs they're talking about? The gig industry, where you drive a car and deliver food or pick someone up on an Uber. That's what they're talking about. These are jobs, all right, that you can't even get hired full-time for the most part.
Yeah, you can. You can work full-time retail. Kat could get full-time retail work now. She's just lazy. And I hate the term lazy, by the way. I hate using it. I think it's a terrible word in a lot of cases, but from every time he talks about Kat, she just seems lazy. Like the time the car wouldn't start and she just chose not to go to work. There are many, many ways she could have gotten to work. She could have walked and gotten there eventually, better late than never. She could have gotten an Uber, that would have been fine, or she could have asked a friend or even a coworker to come get her. Of course, Kat is not getting the hours because she's not showing up. She's not showing up. So he thinks Kat's retail experience is everybody's retail experience. It's not the same thing. Yet he will DoorDash constantly. That's right. That's right, Prophet. Exactly.
So you never qualify for healthcare. You have to pay for healthcare out of pocket, which is insanely expensive in the United States. For those who don't live in the US and you don't know how our healthcare works, unless you have...
So I will agree with him here. Healthcare in the US is a joke for the most part. I think the idea of your job determining what healthcare you can and cannot get is stupid. I don't think we should ever be dependent on corporations to take care of our health well-being. I'm gonna out myself politically. I am of the mind that healthcare should be universal and free. I view healthcare as a common good. If you want to fight me on that, do it in DMs. I'm happy to talk about that in DMs, but I think healthcare should be free. Because imagine a world. How many people work a shitty job because of their healthcare? A lot. Imagine a world where your healthcare and vision and dental benefits were not tied to your employment. That sounds pretty fucking good, right? That sounds, yeah, get me. I'm a fucking bleeding heart leftist. Come get me, Snood. That's right. I'm a left-leaning crybaby. That's right. Seize the commie. Come find me. That's right. I think healthcare should be free. I think healthcare is a common good. And the biggest problem I have with the current healthcare system is you are at the whim of your employer in most cases for what healthcare you have. And I think that is stupid. I think the idea that your employer can hold that over your head to keep you working a shitty job that you don't like is stupid.
An actual healthcare provider through your job because you work full-time, 40 plus hours a week, you have to pay for healthcare out of pocket. I can tell you, I am healthy, okay?
You're not healthy, or at the very least, the idea of you being healthy is heavily debatable, but go on.
No major pre-existing conditions. I pay over 400...
Snood, I'm pretty sure I've told you stories about my personal experience having to pay... I was in the hospital a few years ago for a severely collapsed lung. I almost died, like nearly died of this collapsed lung. I had full healthcare coverage, the best you could get. My employer has amazing healthcare coverage by the standards of American healthcare coverage. I was in the hospital for 4 days. My health insurance company, the entire cost of the hospital visit was $59,000. My health insurance company paid all but $4,700. You might say that sounds like a pretty good deal. Well, in America, in this economy, most people don't have $4,700 for a hospital copay. So even with full health insurance, everything is fucked up because I can afford it because I'm cheap as fuck. And I never spend money on anything. I save, and my job pays well enough for me to do that. But I have friends that literally have a $400 unexpected medical expense, and it wipes them the fuck out. So American health insurance, not to get too on my soapbox, is a fucking sham. Do not fall for it.
Dollars a month for healthcare just to have it. That's not me using it. That's just to have it.
But also, Phil is also doing it wrong because if you pay monthly premiums for healthcare, you should go to the doctor. Because at a certain point, you're just giving the healthcare corporation free money by paying for the just in case premiums and never going to the doctor. So many people make that mistake. So many people are paying hundreds of dollars per month and they never go to the doctor because they're afraid of a copay.
Then if I use the health,
Well, Meth Bear, don't get me started on Kaiser Permanente. I work a job that I am interacting with Kaiser as a healthcare vendor routinely, and Kaiser has its own set of problems, but Kaiser is affordable. I will say Kaiser Permanente is affordable. But
healthcare, they charge me again.
What's up?
For the
Yes,
visit,
thank you for the
for the
two.
medicine,
I appreciate
for
you.
anything. I get another bill and another bill and another bill. Okay, if you have a pre-existing condition in the United States and you need healthcare, you're going to be paying $1,000 a month.
That's also wrong. There were laws passed in most states that you cannot dictate coverage or premiums based on a pre-existing condition. Like you can't. That's considered discriminatory, which is good because charging people, let's say with kidney disease, more money because they have kidney disease when they're enrolling in a health plan is discrimination, and it's fucked up. You shouldn't do that. You should take care of people. But he's wrong.
Thanks for the support.
Thank you, ES.
ES says, shout out to Team Coping.
Team coping. Yeah, dude, I'm coping. Can't you hear the salt? I am coping hard.
Month for your health insurance, plus the cost of care. That's how our system works in the United States. You literally must be rich to have health care. Okay? It used to be.
Prophet asks Meth Baron chat, is Phil on Kaiser? Phil could be on Kaiser. There's parts of Washington that would have Kaiser, I think.
Well, your job would do it for you.
Oh, Phil has a Kaiser Bronze plan? Okay, interesting. They would have to claim a minimum of $70K per household income to pay $400 a month. Wow, okay. So yes, the thing about something like a Kaiser plan is it's still a group plan, so they'll charge people that make more money more. That's why if he's in a higher bracket, he should go to the doctor, and he doesn't.
A nice job, and because you work full time for your job, they've negotiated with these companies to get discounts on healthcare so you can afford it. No jobs like that exist anymore.
No, that's not true. There are plenty of jobs that offer full benefits.
They've done away with them. They outsourced all that work to other countries, and now the only jobs that are left in the United States are less than full time.
Oh, so he's understating his income, says Meth Bear in the chat. Yeah, probably. I don't. Again, I work for a vendor that where I occasionally have to interact with Kaiser, and it's a nightmare. So I don't know the minutia of their plan structure, but if true, he's definitely, if he has to report $70K to get a $400 a month premium, then yeah, he's definitely underreporting. What's up, Mbode? Good to see you.
20, 30 hours a week at the job. No health care, no benefits, no retirement packages, no opportunity for advancement.
ES says, as soon as you get dialysis, you get Medicare.
I hope I never have to. I hope I do have kidney disease, by the way. I hope I never end up on dialysis. It's not like end stage or anything. It's not even considered renal disease, but I do have a kidney disease. So my kidneys are dodgy. I pray to God that, and I don't even believe in God, but I pray to God that I don't end up on dialysis. It's a nightmare.
Or any kind of career, you're lucky if they make the fucking work schedule more than a day before you're expected to.
That's also not true. I've never worked retail. A lot of my original jobs were fucking childcare jobs. Like I gotta tell you, I learned more at a summer preschool I used to work at, changing fucking diapers, than I did like anywhere else. If you can handle changing diapers at a fucking summer preschool, you can handle anything. I never worked retail, but my girlfriend actually worked at and managed a GNC vitamin store. And she knew when she was fucking working. I mean, she was a store manager, but she knew what she knew when she was working.
Report to work, so you can't even have a life because you don't know when you're supposed to be at work, how many hours you're working this week, how much money you're going to make this week because your schedule is constantly
$1,000 a month
changing. That's the job.
Well, yeah, Meth Bear, because health insurance premiums as it stands is a sliding scale. So unless you work for a corporation that is insured via an administrator such as Blue Cross Blue Shield, and they offer a group plan, yeah, you're going to pay a lot based on what you make. I will agree with Phil that finding insurance privately is difficult. It's difficult to find affordable private health insurance. It really is.
Jobs that we are adding to the U.S. economy. Shit jobs.
Wait, but someone working at McDonald's or someone working at Lucky Brands is not adding to the economy? They're making money, yes. Like, economic growth is predicated on disposable income that people have to spend and put back into the economy. That's why every few years we get a stimulus package. So is he not understanding that, like, a job, regardless of what it is, theoretically creates potential growth for the economy? He's too caught up on the quote unquote quality of job, and he's not realizing that it is potentially putting disposable income back into the economy. I'll give you a perfect example. Good friend of mine, one of my best friends in the world. He's a septic tank guy. He spends most of his days in literal shit, like neck deep in literal shit. He fixes septic tanks, he cleans them, he drains them, all that stuff. The quality of his job, one could argue, is not a good quality job, and it's a job that not a lot of people would want to do. But he gets paid well for doing it. You know what I mean? You can have a quote-unquote shitty job, but make a lot of money doing it. That's what he doesn't understand. Like, that's money back into the economy.
That no one can make a living working. So many Americans are now being forced to work 2 jobs.
Oh, Meth Bear says Washington labor law requires schedules to be posted 2 weeks in advance. So he's saying Kat never knows her schedule is a lie. Okay, yeah. So he's lying. Okay, well, so Guy with Two Names gives me a hard time for saying this in the Discords, but I always assume Phil is lying 100% of the time. Until proven otherwise, it's safer to assume he's lying because that's been proven to be accurate more than it hasn't. You know what I mean?
3
Thank you
jobs
for the 2, some gator.
and juggling between them in a week because
Hey, Guy with Two Names is under my protection, Snood. Then again, I can't protect him in the Detractor Beam Discord, not even from you. If you wanted to send Guy with Two Names to the Shadow Realm, I could not stop you. I could not stop you other than to make a recommendation not to do it.
that's the only way they can make enough money to make ends meet. That's the true state of the American.
And what do you do to make ends meet, DSP? What do you do? What is your service? Like, this is why I wanted to save this segment, because this is what I would ask DSP. You're giving this Forbes article, and by extension the Department of Labor, a hard time about misreporting the quote unquote quality of jobs and, you know, the potential for stimulating the economy and this, that, and the third, whatever.
Thanks for the support. Songator says, Phil not getting something. Say it ain't so.
That's right. Phil not getting something. Yeah, he's stupid. But Phil is basically saying the American dream is dead. But I would argue that Phil is not providing a service. He's not adding value. He's not contributing to society in any meaningful way, other than us laughing at him, to be honest. Like, I find more value in Phil as a joke and just a funny pastime than anything else. But also, one could argue that he is living the American dream because he's sitting on his ass playing video games and getting money for it. That sounds like a pretty good deal, all things considered, especially given the fact that he's unskilled, unemployable, and insufferable. So I would say this is probably the best possible outcome for him, to be honest.
Dream today in 2024. When our media presents this bullshit misinformation.
He is probably, Gridmiss, he is
so many jobs are
probably
being
keeping
created.
Scopely
This is
open.
great. No one ever says what jobs. Tell me what good job. Got him.
Oh no.
Ran away.
Oh no. Well,
Saying we did it already. Now let's enjoy the game for 3 hours.
I fucked up. Well, you guys got the segment. That's fine. Snoot says at least he's educated. That's debatable. I think the existence of DSP is an indictment on his what did he get? He went to a private school like Notre Dame of Bridgeport or whatever with the Catholic nuns, and Sister Anna Mae had decent tits but a crazy personality or whatever the fuck he said about her. I think that's way more of an indictment on the school he went to, honestly. Yeah, he thinks the government controls jobs. They don't. Also, like, guys, when a politician says I'm going to create jobs, they're lying to you. Because politicians don't create jobs. It's corpos, man. And the corpos are the lobbyists who have bought the politicians. So anyone who's running for office that says I will create jobs is lying to you. Do not believe them. All right, we're gonna go to the next one.
Great day.
Here we go.
And let me tell you something. My detractors.
Guys, welcome to the new normal, by the way. This is the new normal. Len says, I disagree. I think it reflects the lack of continued self-education, whether through self-work or to craft a career. Yes, you're right, Len. It reflects on his... So he thought when high school and college are done, I never have to learn again. He thought when high school was done, he never had to learn again. That's why he dropped out of his CSIS major and switched to business. No offense to any of the business majors in the chat, but like the business major as a major is the path of least resistance to making money in terms of like a college degree. It really is the easiest path because you can do a lot with like a finance degree or a degree in business administration. I feel like everyone has that fucking degree. But what do I know? I went to school and I got a fine arts in communications, which I'm not using. So fuck me, I guess. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Can't fucking handle it. They are
here we
so
go.
upset.
Oh, this is why we're here today.
Instead of playing games.
I'm so upset
that I spent a day putting this up.
That's right. All my fine arts folks in the chat.
They engaged, they talked with me, they helped me with it, and I hit all of my goals yesterday. Tips goals hit, super chats, memberships coming in. They cannot believe it.
I also want to point out, and I pointed this out probably more times than I care to remember. All of his goals for success, all of his metrics for success and achievement on stream are monetary. And if his goals for success are always monetary, he will never grow. My goal for success on this stream, on these streams here are, and this is going to make me sound kind of like a DSP segment, but my goals for success is, did people watch? Did people engage? Did people show up? And did people chat? I never ask for money. Lefty is taking a break, but like Lefty and I both agreed on this channel, we're not going to ask you for your money. If you would like to give us a few bucks here and there, go ahead. Throw us a few bucks, whatever. But our goal for success is are we having a good time with it? Are people chatting, engaging? Are we having an interesting conversation? Are we teaching people something? Are we telling them something they didn't know? Are we presenting something in a funny way we didn't anticipate or something like that? We just want people to show up to our stuff and watch, most of all. That is our metric for success. Are we still growing? Yes. That is success. But all of his goals are monetary. Like when we did all the Hitman stuff, we wanted to do something different with the "this is how you don't play" formula that nobody had ever done before. We wanted to achieve that. So we did this kind of hybrid weird thing with Hitman where we kind of did a "this is how you don't play" and live react hybrid thing. And the "this is how you don't play" that I'm working on with merch, Big Ups Misery Merchant, is going to kind of be something like that. You guys are going to see it. It's going to be different than any This Is How You Don't Play you've ever seen. My goal is to learn new things and do cool shit. That's the only goal. But that's why he never grows, because his question at the end of every stream is always, did I make enough money? That's it.
They're like, why would people support Phil when all he did was put up his backdrop? That's the point. Because people like me, stupid. They don't like you. They like you making fun of me, but they don't like you. They actually genuinely like me.
There is some truth to that. I am going to somewhat agree with him. I understand that for the most part, people don't come to DSP channels for the personality. People come to DSP detractor channels primarily to watch someone make fun of DSP. If you can deliver that in a way that people find fun or interesting or entertaining, that's fine. But really, to be honest, making detractor streams or videos on DSP is not very hard. Almost anybody can do it. What's up, Nugs Medallion? Almost anybody can do it. It's not hard. That's why when I stream on Logan K for video games, I stream to about between 5 and 12 viewers. And when I stream here, it's like 100 and something. I don't even look at the analytics while the stream is going most of the time, but it's usually like 100-ish. Which is like 10 times more than I get on Logan K. So that tells me that like you guys are here for Phil, but you may like some of the things that I or Lefty have to say. You know what I mean? I have no delusions about why you guys are here for the content. So he's not wrong about that. People come to DSP detractor channels to see people make fun of DSP primarily, but it's also not that simple.
So they came by to support me when I was doing something outside
Thank you,
the
Meth
box
Bear.
that
I
they
appreciate
knew
you.
would improve streams moving forward.
Yes, Irie, thank you. Irie says the lowest of hanging fruit. Yes, DSP content in terms of internet content is fucking low hanging fruit, to be honest. And you know what? I'm gonna be base Logan here and say A, it's not that hard, and B, it's not really praiseworthy. I'm gonna say that again. Making fun of DSP on the internet is fun, but it's not praiseworthy. It's not something you put on a resume. It's not something you can brag about. It's not something you should even be proud of, in my opinion. You should be proud of the things you learn while making fun of DSP, and you should be proud of the people you meet, because I've met some pretty cool fucking people through this whole experience that I consider friends now. But honestly, making fun of DSP isn't that hard.
So they're sitting there so upset that I had a good day. Tough shit. Get used to it, bro, because it ain't gonna change. This
my
is
events are
the
fucked
new
up.
normal,
Let me
the
fix
new
my
reality.
events panel.
ESP
Sorry, everybody.
streams, has fun with his audience, gets success and support, and we
Oh
continue
no, my
on
events panel
making
looks
fun
fine.
of
What
you.
am I talking about?
In fact,
I was
you're the
blocking it.
reason why this is continuing. If you don't get it, 10 years
Thank
of
you,
karma is
Sumgator.
finally coming
I
back to
appreciate
bite you
you.
in the fucking ass. All you morons out there who made fun of me constantly and said bullshit and made shit up. Now you have no content. The only content you can make.
This is content right now. We're making content right now. Right now.
Is like, oh shit, Phil did good again today. Oops. Well, it is what it is. Like I said last night.
Also, like, how does him getting money make me upset? It doesn't. I don't care. I don't care because all roads lead to Scopely. All roads lead to one of two things. All roads either lead to Scopely or him buying dumb bullshit that he's going to put behind him to be like the Kino Bros that we're going to see in a bit.
How many people, when they clipped me, were sure to include the leaderboard?
Okay, so Silent Weapons says making jokes about DSP becomes muscle memory after a few years. Silent Weapons, might I say, you are one of the best DSP pun makers
Thanks
in
for
the
the
world.
support. Sumgator says,
Thank you,
if
Sumgator.
it takes 15 years to advertise something, it is at an educated guess, not a good product.
Yeah, totally. Like the fact that he thinks he's having a renaissance after 15 years is really dumb.
Down there to show what a great day I had, right? Now, by the way,
Yeah, but so you may be having a great day, but is your dishwasher fixed? Are your non-working bathrooms fixed? Is the exercise bike that was purchased for Catherine assembled? Is Catherine still working 15 hours a week retail? What about your garbage disposal, Phil? Is any of that shit still fixed? Hello? You're not better. You're not better because you made money.
I will just say this.
Yeah, Pyroclastic says, still no honeymoon. Exactly. Take your fucking wife to the zoo, man. Take her to the zoo. You'd think you'd take, $200 of that $4,000. Fuck it. I'll even be charitable. Take $200 of that $4,000, take an Uber into Seattle, and go to the zoo. That's all it would take. If you don't want to drive, fine. I suck at driving. I hate driving. I will Uber a place if I'm uncomfortable driving. That is within my limitations. I'm a disabled guy. I have trouble driving. That's fine. So if he wants to take an Uber to downtown Seattle to go to the zoo, take a fucking Uber. But it's not like you don't have the money.
Please do not support my content because you want to stick it to the trolls who cry and seethe and just have a big hissy fit.
Also, this right here, him saying, I want the trolls to clip this. I want the trolls to leave the leaderboard in so they can see how well I'm doing every day. That is a call to action, by the way. That is in itself a beg for people to tip him because he knows he's at least with it enough to know. Thank you,
Thanks
Mickey.
for the support. Mickey Thor says, the new loud shameless begging is going to look real stupid in a month.
It will. He is looking for a call to action by telling the clippers to clip this so that you know how well I'm doing at the end of the day. That is an implicit call to action to tip him to fuck the trolls over. Well, in the next breath, he will say, do it because you like me. Don't do it because you want to stick it to the trolls. Because his narcissism does not want people... He wants people to like him for him. Even though, deep down, he kind of knows that the Kino Bros are explicitly, not implicitly, they are explicitly tipping him and supporting him to say fuck the trolls. And he doesn't want that. So we are seeing a bit of an identity crisis with Phil, in my opinion, because he's going to encourage this tipping to continue, but also he's making very clear statements as kind of post hoc justifications for himself. Like, oh yeah, they're tipping me because they like me. Yeah, Snoot says it's part of why I dislike him. Yes, I agree. Because that is the scam. That is 100% the scam. He will say one thing through his teeth while thinking another. And then he'll still yell at people if they do the thing they told him to do, you know?
They're back.
Like, this is something not a lot of people are talking about, but I just thought of this. A lot of the suggestions in the earlier suggestion boxes were things like, read the contributions as they come in on the stream, or get new soundproofing foam, this, that, or whatever. Those were all in the suggestion boxes. But because the Kino Bros have light boards behind them and soundproofing foam, he gets it. You know what I mean? That really sucks to me. Because 2 months ago, you were a troll for suggesting him, basically do the contribution shoutouts in real time. Now he pitches it as an improvement. So DSP, go fuck yourself.
Like infants, like babies. Phil had success today. Don't support my streams just because of that. I mean, that will be an end result of it. You'll see more suffering, more seething and pain from my trolls. But
okay, so you just said that your main goal is to make the trolls seethe, but you also said, please don't tip to make the trolls seethe, but you also just said, please tip so the trolls seethe.
Songgator says, also combine all detractor good days and compare.
it's your turn, bro.
Yeah, oh, thank you, Ricky Richard. Nice name, by the way. So honestly, like, I don't like to think of days as a good day. I stream when I want to stream. fundamentally. Meth Bear says check Discord. All right, I'm checking. Okay, you know what? Phil repeating himself. All right, you know what? Hold on. I am breaking my promises. Misery Merchant sent me a clip. We're gonna get into some clips sent by the boyfriends. We've got Misery Merchant. Let me open this here. Hold on. I gotta open this in a different browser. Hold on. The way I changed my streaming setup recently, so getting clips into. Sorry, Hate Army. I was looking on your page, but we're not going to use any of your videos today. I'll do this. Yeah, this will work. Here we go.
That's not true. I always hear this sales number.
This is a clip about statistics. Oh, this is from August of 2023, almost 2 years ago. I remember this, where he basically says statistics are a lie. Don't trust them. So here we go. Big ups, Misery Merchant.
This is the next game that had the most concurrent players on Steam, and the next game that had the most concurrent players on Steam. Yeah, but what is the situation of that exactly, right? Is there a free trial going on that everyone's jumping on the game and they fucking play it for like a day? You know what I'm saying? I hear this all the time, and it's always bullshit. It's like, spin me the right data that's objective. Don't tell me.
Wow, spin me the right data. Spin me the right data. He actually said, spin me the right data. That's gonna be objective. That's wild. Does he know what the term spin me the data actually means? Does he know what he's implying? He's basically saying, show me a statistical study or show me a statistical data set that I already agree with. This is a mask off moment that I think went under the radar for a lot of people. But this is literally him saying, I only believe in stats that I agree with. Amazing. Thank you for sending it, Merch. And then one of the other boyfriends, Meth Bear, sent a clip also in Discord. Hold on. I will get to everyone. Let me grab this. So here we go. This is from, whoa, this is all the way back. This is October 25th, 2021. Holy shit, we are going back in time.
Oh, let's see here. Jones to Bones
He's
says,
so
how do they
low.
have time or desire to waste their time doing shit like that? Because they're losers. I'm telling you, because they have no life.
Here we go.
They literally came to...
This is him rationalizing Detractors in 2021. So 3 years ago. All right, here we go.
Here, DSP is about to finish his stream and he only raised $16 tonight. Let's go over there together and harass him. All right, let's do it, guys. And they all fucking text each other and they all post up on their fucking loser forums and they all fucking post on each other's social media and then they come onto the stream, all 50 of them. They come in. Here we come.
He thinks there's only 50 of us. Damn. Too bad for him.
Do it. Let's do it. Oh shit, a tip.
Also, the idea that he thinks like him getting money will stop us making fun of him. If anything, like him getting money just makes me make fun of him more. And especially him trying to own the meme about Hogan's, where he said the other day, oh, you know what I did last night? I went downstairs, I gave my wife a kiss, and then I just started pulling Hogan's, all the Hogan's. Like he thinks he can own the meme. He can't. We own it. That's ours. That's ours.
Fucking shit, man. Phil did good tonight. Fuck this, man. And then they go storming away.
And the thing is, Phil, no matter how much money you make, your life will never be better. Me, I'm moving into a new house in October. I'm very excited. I'm going to make a rotary phone into a stream phone that you guys can call into and roast my ass. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have a green screen. I got all this shit planned for the new office space. What do you got? Same shit. Big ups, Agent Proper. Hello, my friend. Snood, you're going to be calling in on that phone, by the way. I want Snood to be the inaugural caller on the red phone. That'd be really fucking funny. If it was just Snood calling in. Be very hype.
Losers. Normal people don't act like that. Normal people have a life. They don't have time to do that shit. Anyway. Local Nomad is to me 5.
Or if Lefty would just cut me, maybe that's the gimmick. Since Lefty has technically taken a break from detracting, Lefty would just call in on the red phone occasionally and just say stuff. Thank you, Meth Bear. I appreciate you. I appreciate you a lot. What was I doing? Oh yeah, this is what I fucked up. I don't need that clip anymore. We were on this one. Okay.
Please don't support the stream just for that. I would prefer if you would support my streams because you like the content. And the same goes for Review Tech. I know.
Game Master, Lefty is living his life. Lefty is not thinking about detracting too much. So big ups to him. He's still around. Obviously, like he's still on the Discords. We could still talk to him. We talk to him, but he wanted to take a break from detracting for a while.
Guy's down on his luck. He hasn't even apparently streamed in several days since his documentary hit, and everyone on the internet made him a laughingstock. So because of that, I understand.
Yeah, it's basically going to be a bat phone, Timothy. I have this whole grand idea of making. Well, so it started as the idea of me making an analog intercom system, because my girlfriend is always texting me like, "Hey, are you streaming?" Because like she'll be in the other room doing stuff, and she's always very nice and kind about it. She doesn't want to interrupt the streams, nor does she want a chance showing her face on stream accidentally, because you guys are pervs and you don't deserve nice things. So she's terrified of like speaking or showing herself on stream because it's the internet. So she'll text me, and I was like, "Well, how about instead of texting me, I set up a red phone. She just picks it up, and we just have a brief exchange." That'd be fun.
Probably down on his luck. He's not feeling good. Please do not just support me because you want to stick it to Rich. All right?
She is very afraid, and she should be.
Be enjoying what they're seeing.
She should be.
That's why they support it.
I do. So I do, Snood. I do want to wire up. I don't want to get it. I don't think I want to get an on-air sign. I want to get a little red light outside the office door, because I used to work in studios, and in recording studios they don't have the on-air sign because it's not broadcast, but they do have a little red light when a recording is in progress and you're not supposed to go in the booth. I want to get that. I want to rig up like a little red light when I press record on OBS. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to have the biggest studio LARP when I make my new office space. You guys don't even know.
Fun of my trolls. I mean, that's part of the fun.
Yeah, it's basically a tally light. The tally lights that I am most familiar with in terms of like cameras are at the TV station. We had tally lights that showed us which cameras were hot and which cameras we're going to program. We never really had like a on-air light. We would just have a floor manager that would keep people out of the space when stuff was going on.
Is it not? Right? And let me tell you something. So last night, after I shut down, all right, I finished my work.
Here it is.
Clipped,
here's the segment I was telling you about.
Discussion we had yesterday. If you haven't seen it yet, the clips here on the channel, been here for 12 hours. It's basically just me clipping out like 17 minutes talking about the whole Casino Mudahar interactions that we're having right now. And I have an update on that.
A dead air sign? That'd be hype.
Some content coming out later.
That'd be very fun.
Okay. But let me tell you guys something, okay? Last night.
Here we go. This is it.
After I was done in here, I went downstairs and I saw my wife, all right? I gave her a big hug and a kiss. And I said, "Honey, what a great day we had," or I had.
Notice that slip there? Notice that slip. What a great day we had. Very parasocial. What a great day we had, meaning me in the chat. Like, when I get done streaming and I go out into the living room and my girlfriend will say, "Hey, how was your stream?" I'll say, "I had a good time." I don't say we had a good time. That's fucking weird. Stop it. I just say, or if I'm on with someone like Meth Bear or Misery Merchant or, Snood, Lefty, whoever, I'll say, "Yeah, we had a good time." Or like when I was on Len's stream last Friday, big ups Len, by the way, loved coming to your stream. Very fun time. But when I was on with Len on Friday and I went out to the living room, my girlfriend was watching whatever she watches on TV, Sex and the City. I don't know. I said, "We had a great stream. I had a lot of fun on Len's stream." That's acceptable. You wouldn't say we had a great time if it's just you sitting talking to a camera. He sucks, man. He sucks.
Let's relax.
Len, I will wrangle you when you're high anytime. Just let me know. It was very fun. It was very fun being your handler while you were compromised. I will do it any day of the week. Just let me know.
And we relaxed. But
And Meth Bear, it's not even like OG Sex in the City. It's like the new season when they're old. When they're old and they have like old people sex problems. I don't know. At least she's putting our HBO Max subscription to good use, because I barely use that thing. We're paying for the sub and I don't use it, but she does. So, and I love her. So
Immediately, as I sat down on the couch, I opened up my phone, all right? And I just went right to WWE Champions.
oh no, don't worry. I have experience wrangling stoners. I hang out with Snood. Oh, we love you, Snood.
My favorite pastime. And immediately I took all the support that you guys gave me on that stream last night, and I just went on a pull frenzy. It was pull after pull after pull, and I just, boom, Hogan.
All right,
Hogan,
Snood, all in good fun.
Macho Man,
but it is true.
Hogan, Andre the Giant. Hogan. It was amazing. I had such fun last night blowing all of the stuff that I had raised on stream so frivolously, so carelessly.
Len, by the way, another guy you should get on Going Green is Snood. You guys would be great on Going Green. You could go green together. I would pay to watch that stream. Get him in there.
And that's what I love, man. That's the whole
stuff that I raised.
Here,
that's right.
That's what it's all about. That's what everyone says. So that must be what happened. Totally. So
there's
I'm
also
glad
like
that you guys are.
I was thinking about some things the other day, and I'm a thinker. Sometimes I just sit and think. And I was talking to my girlfriend the other day. We were talking about, the state of our society and like where it's going. And this is going to get pretty grim, but I'm going to get grim for a minute. We are creating a society of people who want to grow up to be influencers and do absolutely fucking nothing with their life and not learn any transferable skills. And the example that we came to, I introduced my girlfriend not the other day, a few weeks ago, to Nikocado avocado content, because Nikocado is a fun train wreck if you're in the right mood. But she was like, "What does Nikocado avocado do?" It's like, "What do you mean? What does he do?" He eats. He's a mukbanger. Like, that's what he eats. She's like, "So people pay to just watch him gorge himself and get fatter?" I was like, "Yeah, that's the whole gimmick." She's like, "Yeah, but that's not doing anything." Like, she's like, being an influencer isn't doing anything. And I was like, "Yeah, now you're getting it." We live in a culture of online influencers that do nothing, that do absolutely fuck all. But we have children that want to grow up to be online influencers. Have you talked to an 8-year-old recently? There's 8-year-olds there's 8-year-olds now that want to be fucking TikTok influencers. The Hawk Tua girl is getting her own reality show. You know what I mean? Like, we do live in a society where people are conditioning themselves to do nothing, where skills and work ethic and merit is not really the currency anymore. It's clout. It's clout and influence. And I would argue that DSP was kind of ground zero of that, if you think about it. Because DSP was one of the first video game guys on YouTube who figured out that he could just sit at home, do nothing, and collect money for it. You know what I mean? So arguably, one could say that DSP popularized, or at least accelerated, the idea of the nothing influencer job. So, that's kind of where we're at. But the thing is, everybody else that got into all these nothing influencer jobs do that better than him now. But he persists simply because he chooses to and he thinks he deserves to. You know what I mean? That's kind of the weird existential thing I was thinking about the other day. Where like, yeah, DSP started the TikTokification, the fucking influencerification of our society. It was him, man. I blame Phil.
Supporting The champions run. It continues. So many.
That's why,
Hogans-
like, honestly, everybody, like, streaming is fine. I stream all the time. I love streaming, but, like, get a fucking job. Get a job where you can learn skills, talk to people. You'll feel better. You'll feel better for having a job with tasks and skills and things like that, because being an influencer, quote unquote, is fucking fickle. And when that train stops, you're not going to know what to do. Arguably, you could say DSP's train stopped when Machinima cut him loose, but he has just refused to lay down and die, to be perfectly honest. But DSP has not been organically profitable, let's say, since Machinima and then Cursed cut him. Like, he's been on life support since then. He's been on life support since, like, 2015, 2016, whenever that fucking was. So get a job, man. Don't do what DSP does. For the love of God.
So little time. I mean, at this point, I got so many Hogans, the locker room's like bustling with, you know, like the...
Yeah, he's a blue-collar streamer.
Arms and legs sticking out.
DSP doesn't know what blue-collar is, by the way. Like, he factually doesn't know the definition.
Cartoonishly, they can't close it. The fuck, get these Hogans in here. So... there you go. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys supporting my content yesterday in a very positive way. I had a great time.
There you go. I had a great time because you gave me money. Cool. All right, we're moving on to the next one. I don't remember what this one was for.
$1.50 tip just came in.
Oh, here we go. I remember.
Someone says your PC is strong enough to stream and game. You should put your streaming PC to rest. I believe your 4080 Ti can also use AI processing to improve your stream.
I'm a white collar streamer. No, I'm like a tank top streamer. I don't, because I don't fucking care. I don't care about money at all. The only reason we turned on monetization is because people were asking us to, literally. Lefty, so I'm gonna out Lefty for a minute. Lefty straight up did not want to. Like, Lefty straight up did not want to monetize at all. He's like, why would people pay money for our dumb shit? And I was like, I don't know, man, but some people pay money for our dumb shit. So we're thankful for those that do. We really are. But at the same time, please don't feel compelled to. Our shit is dumb. Our shit is whack.
You look at the capabilities of your equipment and try to start thinking like a PC gamer. Mods instead of buying costumes or music DLCs. I do not do what everybody else does.
No, actually, guy with two names. If you want some real Take It Out's lore, blame Decepticron. Decepticron was the one. Decepticron was looking at our channel, and he looked at our subs. He counted the views. I don't know if he pulled us up on Social Blade or something. He DM'd me one day and he's like, you guys are eligible for memberships. You should consider turning those things on. You do get a lot of benefits if you turn on memberships. So it was actually Decepticron that was trying to be a true friend, and he strongly recommended memberships. So if you're gonna blame anyone, blame him. To be perfectly honest.
I want you to understand I'm very different from everybody else out there. I don't just stream and game. I also record locally. I do 3 things at once.
I do all of this. I'm doing all this right now. I'm streaming. I'm recording. I'm looking at Phil. I could be playing a game. You guys have seen it. There's been times when I'm streaming Phil, recording, and playing a game at the same time. I do it all on one system, baby.
That's why my PC could never do it. Because when I was streaming and recording and playing, the 3 processes would be too
much. Nugs, times are tough, man. Feels bad, man. Yeah, if anybody's ever in a tough place, don't give us money. Take care of yourself first. I'm gonna say this right now. If anybody's ever strapped for cash, don't give anybody money. Don't give anybody fuck all if you're strapped for cash. Take care of yourselves. Don't ever feel the need to contribute. You are number one. Take care of yourself and your family first, and fuck everybody else.
Much for the PC to handle, and I'd have massive frame drops. Okay, I guarantee you, if I were playing this PC at high end, like for example, Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, T-Link Soldier, his PC is horribly optimized.
Coming out on Tuesday. Do you really think if I'm playing it at max 1080p,
big ups, Indrid? That's quality, right. Self care is important. Take care of yourself first.
Full 120 hertz.
Or like also message to all of the creator style people out there. If you're not feeling good, don't stream. Don't stream. There were times a while ago where Lefty and I, like, we would tend to stream solo, even when Lefty was doing a lot of stuff on the channel, because our schedules are fucking weird. I work weird hours. Lefty has one of those on-call jobs, but if we weren't feeling good, we just wouldn't stream. And I see a lot of creators that just feel the need to always stream. Just don't. Take care of yourself, man. Take breaks. It's very important to take breaks. Keep your head on straight, because watching DSP for hours a day fucks with you. So if you need to step away, step away.
So 120 frames per second, all the bells and whistles.
Yes. So guy with two names, you are both our number one troll, but also one of our like most supportive people, to be honest. And guy with two names says, I don't want to deal with your emotions as the viewer. Exactly. DSP calls his streams therapy sessions all the time. They should not be. You should always stream when you're at a place where you can bring your best self to stream, no matter what. Your chat isn't there to take care of you. Your chat is not there to baby you. Your chat is not there to make you feel better. You are there to entertain them. If you do not feel fit to entertain them, do not stream. That's why I can tell that this fucking dude, sometimes he fucking hates streaming, but he does it anyway, and he's a bitter asshole about it, and I hate him for it. We are here to entertain you. If we can't do that, if I can't do that, I'm not booting up. I like to do the Wednesday show. Wednesdays generally, like work-wise, are a good night for me. I can get enough of my work done to the point where I can feel okay streaming on Wednesday night. And if I don't feel like it, I'll pop a tweet and a community post to say, I'm not feeling it, guys, because I'd rather put my best foot forward. I'd rather give you guys a good show. Meerkat always says this. If you stream once a week, you have one stream to entertain everyone. You have one shot. And if you fuck that up, people are going to remember. So I like to always try and bring my best, most energetic self to stream. And if I'm not feeling it, I just don't.
RTX, right? Ray tracing. And then I try to record it, and
Thank you,
I try
Greedy
to
Piggy.
stream it all
Thank
at
you.
once. Do you seriously believe that it's not going to have issues? The whole
DSP, I stream Hitman, or I play Hitman while watching you. I stream you. There's been streams where I have been playing Hitman, streaming Hitman, and streaming you, and reading to the chat at the same time. One system, baby. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. What he's going to say is that most streamers use a 2 PC setup. That's not true. That is absolutely not true. Most streamers just use a single system.
whole idea of a gaming PC is supposed to be it's your gaming PC. Then you have unknown.
This is not just my gaming PC, by the way. I edit on it. I do sound recording on it. I do mixing and mastering on it. I stream on it. I play. I type documents. Your PC is whatever you need it to be.
PC to do all the lifting work and the capturing work, the streaming work. You have to do all that. Every professional does it this way. Okay?
No.
Every
Nope. He's operating on stale information. 2 system setups were popular like 10 years ago. I remember 2 system setups being huge back when like the 770 Ti was the hot graphics card to have, because back then it was very hard to record and stream at the same time on the same system. So a lot of big gaming channels back then were using 2 systems, but now with things like RTX and AV1, you can very easily stream and record via OBS without using much headroom, to be honest.
professional. Everyone who seriously does this for a living and does high quality work has 2 PCs. I get
Yeah,
what you're
good
saying.
point. Good
You're
point,
not
Irie.
utilizing all the
You're talking about a
capabilities of
guy who
PC.
uses his
That's
entire
okay.
laptop
I'd much
to
rather
read
have
his
the
stream
PC
chat and nothing else.
absolutely
Yes.
dedicated to doing its absolute best to bring me the best quality, least input delay.
Also, by the way, I'd like to point out he's playing The Legend of Wukong or whatever it is at 1080p. He's playing it at 1080p. It runs on 1440p on all the consoles. He should at bare minimum Like, he shouldn't have a 4070 Ti Super because that's what I have. I bought my 4070 Ti Super 2 years ago, like when they were first coming out, and his is probably better than mine because it's a newer revision. But he should be at bare minimum playing at 1440p and streaming at 1440p. I play all my games at 4K and I stream at 1440. And I have plenty of room to do more. Like, he could be doing a lot more.
Play everything and then have another PC to do the rest of the work. Okay?
Well, he's using a PC because he has one. Game Master, straight up.
You're not being a jerk. I'm not taking
What's up,
it that
Heather?
way.
Good to see you.
I get it. But I need to have the two system setup. I've always wanted a two system setup. You understand? This has been what I've aiming for years and years and years. Now I finally have it. And like I said, when I get a chance, which I just haven't had the chance, I'm going to migrate from this 10-year-old.
Why do you need a chance? It would take less than a day. He's been talking about this migration since like April, and he was going to do it early July, then it was mid-July, then it was early August. It's now August 21st and he still hasn't done it. He's going to wait until that thing fucking dies, and then he's finally going to do it.
PC to my wife's PC, then I'm going to see, improvements there where I'm going to be able to do new things like use Stream Deck. I'm going to be able to maybe do higher quality, like 1440p perhaps, instead of just 1080p. I'll be able to do better quality stuff.
You could do 1440p now. There's nothing stopping you.
So there you go.
He has streamed in 1440p before. He was streaming Assassin's Creed Mirage in 1440p. I watched that day one stream live, and he was streaming at 1440 then. So what's he talking about?
Again, I swear people don't listen. Someone in chat, but I used to do streaming and gaming on the same PC. I just said I don't just do that. I do 3 processes, not 2, but people don't listen. So since people don't want to...
So 3 processes, but the way OBS works is streaming and recording are the same process. Like literally they are the same process. It takes almost no overhead to just click record on OBS and record what you're streaming. You just need drive space. All you need is drive space for that. It's not a big deal. He is so behind on everything.
Listen, no, I'm not interested in doing it all on my new PC. I'd much rather have that be the dedicated gaming PC. Okay.
He's making more work for himself. And really, if he streamed on PC, he could have his stream see 1440p at 120 hertz or whatever. Like he could stream 1440p 120 hertz. It would be interpolated down to 60 because I don't believe, I could be wrong, but I don't believe YouTube encoding will do more than 60 FPS right now. But he could factually do more if he just did it on a single system, because he'd only be limited by his OBS settings, his canvas size, and what his GPU could handle.
Thank you for the tip. So now we're at 101 out of the 150.
Yes. Hertz, yes. Lags a lot. Hertz are not frames per second. Frames per second is talking about how many frames, how many image frames the application or program is sending. And hertz is talking about how many times per second that display is refreshing. There's a difference between a refresh rate, which is hertz, and a frame rate, which is the amount of frames being sent. Way different.
So for the end of the show, let's do it. Let's hit the King's tax goal of 150.
Yes. Hertz equals frequency. You're right. Hertz is the frequency of times per second the display is refreshing, or at least asking for new data, queuing up new data. Frames per second is the frequency of frames being sent to the display. Completely different metrics. He conflates them all the time.
By the end of the show, thank you guys for voting on the hack.
Explain. Only Ice Bleach says explain in a food analogy. That's tough. Let's say we work in a sandwich shop, right? And you could say, no, I don't know. I don't have a sandwich analogy for hertz refresh rate versus display frames per second. I don't know.
Let's get that going too. Okay, so let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday was a great day, great podcast. followed by System Shock Remake. Finally got to play 3 hours of it. Really liked the game.
Okay, I think I'm done. I wanted to look at that little PC segment. I queued up a bunch of raw fill clips, big ups. I tend to use raw fills archives on Odyssey because what I do when I see something on the podcast, I actually note the time on the clock ticker here, and I just go to the raw fill Odyssey backup and grab it. It's very easy. What was this?
Be great. Remember now, this is now the 7th.
Oh yeah, the stream streak. The stream streak.
Stream in a row. 6 streams. We have not only hit the goals, but exceeded them on every stream that I have done.
The stream streak. Let's see about the stream streak.
Can we keep that going? Can we keep that positivity and momentum and support for my content going? If so,
keep up the momentum.
Yes, that would be amazing. The resurgence and renaissance of DSP will continue. But number 2, as a side effect,
I am getting there. You guys are so smart. You've come up with some good analogies. Two Big Bill says I can make 5 sandwiches a minute, but sometimes there are more or less customers. Yes, correct. Yes, that's the analogy that I couldn't think of on the spot. Big ups.
It would absolutely make all of my haters cry.
You guys are so
it's
smart.
Funny because I actually heard 2 things. I heard apparently a couple of my actual detractors quit. I don't know who they are.
Who? Name one. Name one detractor who quit because specifically you're getting too much money. Because I can't recall one person either reaching out directly in text or tweeting or putting in some kind of Discord channel that they were quit because they were quitting because you were getting too much money. Name one.
I don't follow them, but someone actually contacted me. They're like, yeah, just so you know, it's not your big ones, but some of your lesser haters.
Pyroclastic says, my sources, I made it the fuck up. That's right.
You're going to be involved with all this content with other people, and they like,
Mr. Strawman quit.
I'm not going to bothering Phil anymore. So I don't know who it is, but that's what I was told, that a couple people.
Prayton Estrada quit. Okay.
Like, well,
I'm sorry to see you go.
We lost, right? The other thing I heard is that Doody, yes, Doody, is.
Oh, Snort Hogan returned because of this very rant? Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, because I hadn't seen him post in a while. It was you? Devilish Face quit. No, but I've seen you. You've been in Discord channels. I've seen you.
Very desperate. He's basically going right back to his
old Duty is
freaking
out right now, by the way.
Phil gets all of your personal information if you send him a tip on PayPal, and he can die.
Also, like, what he doesn't understand is that, like, bringing up people like Duty streams is just going to push people towards detractor content. Like, he's better off never mentioning any names of any actual detractors ever, because it just pushes you to their content. Like, whenever someone on YouTube talks shit about another person, I look them up. Like, a couple months ago, there was a cringe guy called In Praise of Shadows who was calling people like Oompaville and Wendigoon gun-obsessed YouTubers or whatever. And he was implying that, like, Wendigoon shouldn't be allowed in public or whatever. You know what I fucking did? I looked up Wendigoon, and guess what? I like Wendigoon's content. He tells ghost stories and, like, paranormal shit in a very digestible, fun way that's good to have on background. And you know what? I looked up Oompaville, and because of Oompaville, I discovered Nikocado Avocado, and now I can't stop. Can't fucking stop. Oompaville did fucking legendary collabs with Nikocado Avocado. Oh my god. Now I can't stop watching Nikocado. My girlfriend thinks I'm a freak, and I probably am.
Talks you at any time, and he's a liar, and this guy is so fucking unhinged.
Yeah, dude. So Tingling Soldier, exactly my point. This In Praise of Shadows video was going around saying how Wendigoon should be canceled, but then I looked up Wendigoon, and I was like, dude, this guy's actually fucking cool. I'm going to sub to him and watch his videos. Like, by talking about Duty streams and detractors like this, people are going to go to their channels. What are you doing, you freak?
This guy is a nut job.
Oh, okay? Nick is a horror cow. He really is.
How all this works. He's now
he's terrifying, but I can't stop.
He has nothing to say. He's a loser. He's a fucking life loser, sitting there wasting his fucking time at his PC. No one cares about him, or else they would have pulled him away from that PC a long time ago. It's a sad case. It's a sad state, right? What a pathetic.
I mean, who are you to judge how people spend their time? By your own admission to the Renton PD, you are a, let me see if I get this right. You are a crowd-funded gameplay live streamer, right? That's what you do with your time. You are a crowd-funded individual who is a gameplay live streamer. You said that to the Renton PD. So what does that make you, man? Are you a no-life loser?
Guy, seriously. But yeah, so it's funny because, again, for me, I want you to support my content because you like it. You've been coming here for the last week or 2 weeks. You've been enjoying the improvements, right? You've been seeing the positivity, the energy that we have every day. That's why I want you to support my content. But absolutely, as a side effect, these guys who've been crapping on me for a decade, complete fucking waste of life, are now getting it. They're now getting what they gave.
How is you getting money hurting me or anyone else? It really tells you a lot about DSP's mental state and just what he thinks about life and people in general, that he thinks that him getting money is somehow hurting us or making us feel bad. Isn't that a bitter no life existence? Because I wouldn't want to have his life. Like, yeah, I don't make half of what he makes in a year. Most of us don't. But you know what? I have a girlfriend who loves me, friends who appreciate me, and a decent job that pays me reasonably well. So I wouldn't want his life at all, because he has a cat that doesn't like him, who he mistreats, a wife who avoids him, and he's burnt bridges with anybody else that's ever loved him or been friends with him. So the fact that he thinks that we're somehow jealous of him is stupid and silly and retarded.
Back in full force, and they can't take it. They're seething and freaking out about it. So let's keep that going.
I'm not freaking out. I'm waiting. Because you know what? You are an addict, and I almost said DSP. You are an addict, and Kino Casino is giving you a new supply. And anybody that knows addicts or have had drug addicts in their family knows that when an addict has a steady supply of something, there will be a crash. And they are, just by the way that addiction, specifically drug addiction, works, you're dependent on your supplier. And your supplier kind of controls you and can ruin your life in a lot of ways. Kino Casino, for lack of a better term, and I've said this in the Discords, Kino Casino has turned Phil into a base head, and they are his coke dealer. You know what I mean? Like, DSP is the drug addict. Kino Casino is the supplier of drugs, in this case, affirmation and money. And eventually, all of that's going to go away. There's going to be a devastating crash, and DSP is going to be right back where he started. And this segment will have aged like milk or a fart in a fucking elevator, man. So all I have to do is wait. That's really all I have to do. I just have to wait until this all ends. I'm just going to be sitting here waiting for it to happen, because you know what? I'll still be here. I'll still be making money with my full-time job, streaming when I want to. And either way, watching you is still funny. No matter if you get $0 or $400, I don't fucking care. There's still plenty of you to laugh about, despite you getting money.
Going today, all right? That would be absolutely amazing, okay?
Fists up.
Where did the doxing claim come from? It's stupidity. People, because they're so dumb, they have to make shit up. Oh, don't you know that if you
I mean, Meth Bear, you joke. Meth Bear says in chat he'll take it raw for a hit. Dude, does anybody remember when he was in the Kino Casino chat? This was just him in text chat saying, guys, are you going to watch me eating corn? I look like such a moron eating corn. That was literally him basically saying, I'll suck dick for a hit. Literally that. Literally that. Like, he was literally debasing himself for that. So we've already been at that stage, man. We've already been at that fucking stage, man. Like, we're there. That's what he doesn't understand. He has already debased himself. He is on stream with a guy that called Kat his fat bitch wife. As far as I'm concerned, any guy that streams with someone who calls their wife or partner or significant other a fat bitch is a fucking cuck. You have already cucked yourself, my man. So you are not winning. If he considers this a W, he is fucking delusional, man.
Money on PayPal, they completely get all of your information. What the fuck are you talking about? No, they don't get all of your information. What happens is
you do got those cheeseburgers, man. Thank you, ES, for the 2. I appreciate you.
And you made public. That's what I see. So, for example, in your PayPal account, whatever.
Did he really say my wife is getting chubbier?
That's what I'll see.
Oh man,
right?
I hope not.
If you even linked a name, because some people don't put a name in their PayPal account, and if that's the case, all I see is an email address.
So Heather in chat says if my husband hung out with guys who called me something like that, yeah, nothing good would come of it. Let's say, yeah, honestly, if people made fun of my girlfriend like that, because well, my girlfriend is neither fat nor a bitch, so that's neither here nor there. But if people were talking shit about my girlfriend, I just wouldn't be friends with them anymore. I would never want to speak with them again. Because you know what? Family comes first, and she's family. Jay Wasso, thank you for the $1.99. I appreciate you. Psst, you got the Hogans. First poll's free. That's right.
That's it. I'll see email address and your tip and the body, what you put in your message of your tip.
Thanks
I
for
don't
the
see your
support.
name.
There we go.
ES says, I got these cheeseburgers, man.
That reminds me. Oh, here we go.
Thanks for the support. J Wasso 989 says, PSSD, I got them Hogan's. First poll is
PSSD.
free.
Thank you, everybody. You know what that reminds me of? If anybody ever goes and watches the Fat music video by Weird Al Yankovic, it's like the very beginning where it's Weird Al looking like Michael Jackson hanging out in the subway, and the guy comes up to him with a bunch of food, and he's like, "Hey man, where you been? We've been looking for you. You need a piece of pizza?" He's like offering him pizza like it's drugs. It's really funny. That's what the burger connection makes me think of.
I don't see your address.
Oh, that's one of the best music videos of all time. Merch, like full stop. One of the best music videos ever made. It's so fun.
I don't see any other information whatsoever.
We got some Weird Al
Now,
enjoyers
there
in the
are some
chat.
people who set up their PayPal accounts.
I knew
with all
Snood
of
and
that
Merch were
information
Weird Al
public
enjoyers.
because they buy a lot of stuff. Say like
Ding
on
dong,
eBay.
man.
So they
Ding
want
dong,
to say if
yo.
they send a payment. Automatically, the person that they're paying something to on eBay sees their info.
Okay,
and just
I
mail the
don't
item.
care about this anymore. I think that's what we wanted for this segment. And then there's this. I basically just loaded up a bunch of tabs and I forgot what they are. So here we go.
Address this ridiculousness.
Here
You
we
ready
go.
For this, let's talk about this, everyone.
This is the secret detractor Discord. That's what this clip is. All right, here we go.
What time is this at? This is at 57 minutes in. I'm trying to remember that, around the 57-minute mark, to clip this. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I've been made aware. Are you ready for this? A secret detractor Discord.
No.
Now, you may be saying, Phil, you're being far too...
All right, guys. Tomorrow I'm deleting the channel. Quitting. Absolutely quitting. Oh yeah, that shirt is screaming. That shirt is screaming. Oh my god. What is that? Like a boy's small? I just noticed that shirt is fucking screaming, dude.
dramatic, right? Why you gotta call it the secret detractor Discord?
DSP, all right, first of all, can we just say that the secret detractor Discord is like so on the fucking nose? Like so on the fucking nose, man. How does he not know that this is like a bait dead server? Like it was a server that people used at one point, but oh my god, what a meme.
Why you gotta act like it's some clandestine thing? You know, I'm not emphasizing, I'm not exaggerating. They actually called it the secret detractor Discord server. That's the actual name of it. I'm not making that up.
And this is one of those times where like DSP wants to make these people in the secret Detractor Discord server look dumb. But he just looks dumb because he doesn't understand the sarcasm and the stupidity of the entire thing on its face. So by trying to dunk on Detractors for having a name like this, he just looks more dumb. He would have been better off saying nothing and just moving on.
That's literally the name they chose for the server. Okay? So
Actual mouth drooler.
I got
Correct.
wind of this last night via this tweet. Okay? And so I started reading.
Yeah,
the series of
Nutsack
tweets.
says,
First of all,
what is
43
irony?
members,
I don't know.
15 online. Right?
Maybe if you define
And so
it
you
as a
start reading
sandwich
into
shop,
it.
I'll
First
understand.
of all, here we go. Here's a bunch of the members. And this is just funny because this is just like a veritable who's who of like Loserville. Like, you know, the
The who's who of Loserville. Good dunk, man. You really showed him.
kids who in school they had to sit in the corner with the dunce cap on, or the ones who rode the short bus all the time.
DSP, you were that fucking kid. You were factually that kid. Like, you would sit in the corner, right?
I mean, this is where they conglomerate together. This is their collaboration. This is like their super group, right? So, I mean, just take a quick look. Almighty, I mean, you have to assume Almighty is probably Almighty Tevin,
I mean, yeah, almighty underscore. Sure. Yeah.
right? And by the way, these aren't outdated. These people are online. They're online. You see that? Goutside Phil. Yes,
Okay.
Goutside Phil. Yes,
Sure.
because as you know, I'm heavily afflicted with gout. And every day I have an attack of this.
I mean, you are. You've complained about gout more times than we can count. Type the word gout into PicPicGo, pull up the trends tab, and you'll see.
And, you know, even though I haven't had attacks in years, it's not anything pertinent or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Dapper Dragon says, remember him talking about needing to ride the short bus. Is that actual lore? Did he talk about having to ride the short bus? I rode the short bus because I was in a wheelchair for a couple of years there of my childhood, but I rode it because I needed it to be like disability accessible. But I you know, so, but it wouldn't surprise me if Phil rode the short bus, like actually.
Let's see. Kozatov. I remember him. He was an asshole. What else do we got? The Gout Police.
Oh, big ups, Gout Police. Yeah, the Gout Police has legendary videos on their channel. They have the Panda Lee is a Detractor video, one of my favorite Panda Lee compilations of all time.
Look out! The Gout Police are coming for you. Woo, woo, woo! Do you have swollen joints and high uric acid levels? The Gout Police are out to make the buzz.
And there's Theo. Theo does art. Big ups, Theo.
What the fuck? And it's got the icon of the police officer from Monopoly. Do you
Sure.
think he even knows that that's the police officer from Monopoly?
Yes,
Probably not.
that's
Probably
deliberate.
stole it off of something. Teo does art. This
Theo. That's a weird way to pronounce Theo, but okay. His name is Theo. I've never heard Theo pronounce his name as Teo. Like, okay.
this guy too has hated on me for like a decade or more. I remember. I don't remember exactly how. He might have used to been a fan, then he turned on me or something like that.
He turned on me. He might have used to have been a fan, but he turned on me. DSP can never warm up to the idea that maybe people just get tired of him. And maybe people over time learn and grow and understand that he's like a generally toxic person. Or maybe it's as simple as making fun of you becomes more fun than actually watching you unironically. Thank you again, ES, for the 2. I appreciate you. Betrayal is the only narrative. Well, yes, DSP can't accept the idea that people can learn and grow beyond him. DSP hates the idea of someone outgrowing him. Absolutely hates it. So anybody that leaves for any reason, oh, you betrayed me. You turned your back on me. When most people probably just get tired of him and outgrow him. There's people that outgrow this channel or any other Detractor channel for that matter. Sometimes just end up watching other stuff. It's fine. People come and go. It's the internet, baby.
else do we got? Oh, now we're getting into the good one. Now we're getting into the good stuff. Right?
Oh, Mary Sci-Fi
all,
was in there?
We got
Okay.
the Crown Prince, or maybe I should call him the Clown Prince of Detractor hating on me. It's
Thanks
a
for
gun.
the support. ES says he doesn't know anything about it is Detractors.
No, he really doesn't. Well, he's they're Schrodinger's detractors. Either they exist entirely and he knows everything about them, or he knows nothing. It's whatever he needs them to be. Just don't open the box, whatever you do.
The guy who was so fucking desperate for attention that he basically begged Craig to be in somehow a part of my interview.
No, he didn't beg Craig. Craig asked people to reach out to him about Phil, and Gundam sent him an audio message. He didn't beg Craig, as far as I know. It seems like he was like, hey, Craig, you asked people to send you stuff about DSP. Here it is.
On Side Scrollers last year, and he got himself played at the end of the interview as like a celebrity question.
It wasn't at the end of the interview. It was like, well, I'm not going to nitpick here. This is a dumb thing to nitpick, but.
And his question was so fucking bad. He couldn't even say it in a way that was intelligible that anyone understood. So we all just listened to it and we all just shook our heads and were like, yeah, whatever. And we moved right on. I didn't even answer the question. It was just so dumb. The guy sounds like, straight up like Yucko the Clown off the Howard Stern show. He's literally not added an intelligent thought to
Yeah, Merch brings up a good point. Gundam said he never thought Craig would play it. Yeah, he was just sending it to Craig just to send it. We wasn't even expecting it to get played. And I don't think Gundam wanted to beg for attention or hog attention, you know? Oh my god, look at this PFP. This Twitter PFP is so bad, by the way. It's horrible.
Planet since he was born. He's a fucking joke. He's a living joke, you know? And he thinks that
I mean, Gundam is a joke, but that's the point. Like, his whole persona is supposed to be kind of a dumb joke. But he's doing better than you.
I'm gonna sit on the fucking Dark Side Phil secret detractor Discord, right? Here's another winner, Memology 101.
Big ups, Memology 101.
You know, that
one of the best clippers that ever
literally
lived.
Has been making insanely untrue videos about me for the longest time, like as far back as like 6+ years ago, right?
Yeah, Memology's been around for a while.
Story about Memology 101, all right, and the content he makes. So
let me tell you a story.
I was playing this horrible video game. Basically what it was supposed to be like Attack on Titan meets World of Warcraft. So you're fighting giant green orcs that I swear to God look like they were stolen out of a Blizzard game. Okay.
Senji the Gamer, that's toxic. Phil doesn't need proof. You should believe him because he says it's true, okay?
Okay? But they're like Attack on Titan size, and you're chopping their limbs off. It's so bad. It's terrible. The game is absolutely awful, okay? But I
What's the fucking story?
At the time, there was like no real new games out, so I was playing this game. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep playing it and beating it. But the game is terrible. Everyone agrees no one's playing this game. People who played it all quit and said, fuck this, we're not playing this game. It's atrociously bad. I kept playing it. I literally kept playing the game, and I actually beat it. I was one of the few fucking content creators on the internet that actually stomached through this insanely mediocre game. And
you shouldn't stomach through a game. You shouldn't choke down a game. If a game is mid and it's not hitting for you, just move on. That's your problem. Just move on, bro. Like, this is more of a reflection on you than it is Memology 101, to be honest. You were stubborn and didn't move on. Get over it.
Beat it. Okay? One day, I'm literally at the end of my stream. In fact, I'm going over trying to beat this one part of the stage. And I die, and it frustrates me because I'd stayed like maybe 15, 20 extra minutes on my stream, and I still didn't beat it. And I got angry. I was like, fuck this game. It's a piece of shit or whatever. I said, all right, guys, that's it. I'm out of time, whatever. This guy, I swear to God, makes a video. Dark Side Phil rage quit the game.
I mean, it's clickbait. It's obvious clickbait. It's what we all do. It's what we all do, dude. Clickbait is the name of the game on YouTube. It's all fair game.
Darkside Phil rage quit the game. I was playing it. I didn't quit it. I'm still playing it. I never quit the playthrough. I beat the whole game. Okay? I was over my stream time. I stayed late to try to beat the stage. I lost. Got angry that
Again, why is he feeling the need to justify something that happened years ago? He started this whole anecdote with the intent of dunking on Mimology 101, but he showed his ass. He really did show his ass, because he's using language like, I stomached through the game, I beat the game was mid, and everything like this. And then he says that Mimology dunked on him and got thousands of views. Like, this is more of a reflection on Phil than Mimology. To be honest, this sounds like a Mimology W. Oh, Snood, is that the clip? This is the video. Big up Snood. All right, let's see what he's talking about here. Let me bring this up. Hold on. Oh, because you shared it in chat, I have to do it a specific way. Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, yeah, we could do this. Oh, it was extinction.
Loosen the manageable sizes from the virgin ore body. You then transport it with the front end
What is
loader,
this?
dump it into a crusher feeder breaker. Crusher feeder breaker
what are we
produces
watching?
Turns it into manageable size pieces, dumps it on a conveyor belt system, and then we conveyor belt it.
Oh, is this salt? Oh, this is a salt mine. I get it.
Crush and screen it to customer specification.
when the enemy spawned on top of the fucking tower. Wow.
Oh my god. Wow. That was a classic DSP wow. Wow. Whoa, that's a big boy. Well, he looks like he's having so much fun.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I don't think I'm gonna get to this guy in time. He's gonna get to the tower.
This is robust. Meaningful. Wow.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Look at that. It cheated. Fuck this game.
Dude, I don't know.
Fuck this fucking piece of shit. I'm not playing no more today. That's course shit. I downed all of them.
So he's trying to use what's up, WPIG. He's trying to use semantics by saying I didn't rage quit because I was already at the end of my stream. But that's a salty rage quit if I ever seen one. He said, fuck this game, this is horseshit, and then he quit to dashboard. That's a rage quit, DSP. That's a bona fide, verified rage quit. So what the fuck are you talking about, man?
I said, okay, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll play it again.
Wait, so let's go back 10 seconds.
Okay? I was over my stream time. I stayed late to try to beat the stage. I lost, got angry that I died, and said, okay, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll play it again.
No, you said, we just watched it. Thank you, Snood, for finding it. Yes, Devilish Face says, also threw down the controller. You threw down the controller, said, fuck this game, this is horse shit, I'm done. That's what you actually said. Yeah, Nutsack says certifiably felted. Yeah, that's right. That was a rage quit. He loves to use the semantics of I was at the end of my stream anyway. He's done that before too. He's done that relatively recently. I would say within the past year we've gotten like the semantics of a rage quit, because he's quit to dashboard at the very end of the stream. He's done like a fuck this to dashboard at the very end of the stream relatively frequently. And all the Clippers always call it a rage quit, which it is. It's not just a quit, it's a rage quit. No matter if you're at the stream or not, that's what constitutes a rage quit. But he's playing semantics here and he's losing. Yeah, Snood, he's a plugger. He's a damn dirty plugger. Fuck that plugger.
Think about this motherfucker literally makes completely factually untrue content.
All right, hold on, DSP. So what about this is factually untrue? What about this is spliced or edited? This seems like it's just a straight, uncut segment to you quitting the dashboard and saying, fuck this game. Where's the propaganda? Where's the spin?
I don't think I'm going to get to this guy.
DSP, I used to edit videos. I used to edit corporate videos for a living. I know how to spin shit. I know deceptive editing. I know that fucking game. This is not deceptive editing.
Time he's going to get to the tower.
Also, not Mimology. Yes. This is not Mimology. This is Vault Boy, by the way. He's conflating and confusing Mimology with Vault Boy.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Look at that. It cheated. Fuck this game. Fuck.
It cheated. Fuck this game is a bona fide rage quit. Fuck you, Phil. Thank you, Snood, for tracking that down. I was kind of doing a cursory search for it in my other tab, but I'm streaming right now. You know, always nice to have producers. Thank you, producer Snood.
Every single day. The content they make is some of the worst complete shit on YouTube.
I don't know.
And
The Gout Police
watch
kind of
the
rules.
content, not because they want news or reporting.
Gout Police and Vault Boy.
They want drama.
Both fucking rule.
So people who are mentally stunted, who like fake drama, go and watch this guy's content. He's a
DSP,
loser.
you want to talk about mentally stunted? You cry when something gets shipped USPS instead of either Amazon Direct or UPS. You cry when the sushi chef is not at the sushi restaurant. You want to talk about emotionally stunted? You yell at customer service on the phone, dude.
He should not be on YouTube. He should not be allowed to be on YouTube. He's lucky that no one has sued him for slander or defamation or whatever the hell it is.
Sue him for what?
Thank you for the membership.
Thank you, Legs a lot, for becoming a member. I appreciate it.
It is because literally the vast majority of content he puts out is all fucking fake.
How was that fake? That wasn't fake. That wasn't fake. Okay. Whatever, dude.
Okay. But he's in the server, the secret detractor
Whatever,
server.
Man. And here's another thing. When DSP says these people shouldn't be on the internet, go fuck yourself, man. Go fuck yourself and wipe with sandpaper, my guy. Honestly, who are you to say who should or shouldn't be on the internet? Truly, like, I agree. There are some people who shouldn't be on the internet, but this is a case of him obviously just picking and choosing and basically saying anybody who doesn't like me or paints me in a negative light shouldn't be on the internet. It's 1984 thought control type shit, man. Fuck you. We can do what we want. Report us then. DSP, if you want us off the platform, fucking report us, dude, and see what happens. Fucking report us. And then we'll see we'll see what happens to you, man.
Liquid Phil, I swear I remember that name from something, but I don't know what. Probably just another long
Liquid
time,
Phil, man.
Loser detractor of mine. Here's the best part. Just a Gamer John. It wasn't enough for Just a Gamer John to be in the secret detractor Discord once. Oh no. He had to create 2 different accounts so he could be there.
He doesn't understand that, like, people might have different accounts with handles. This is so fucking dumb.
Twice, just in case one of them got disconnected from the internet.
Dude, 1984, Deposit Maker, 1984 is one of my favorite books of all time. 1984 is a fascinating read. There's a movie with John Hurt in it as well that is quite good. I would recommend the movie, but also more so the book. Amazing novel. It really dials into what propaganda does and what social influence does specifically. Check out 1984. It is astonishing how relevant it is today.
That's absolutely fucking amazing. 2 accounts in the same Discord. Okay? Oh, here we go. Well, Mighty D. Once again, another guy I've never seen a piece
Big
of
ups
content
Mighty
out of this
D.
guy ever, but I hear all the time about this motherfucker talking
Dude,
shit.
you know exactly who Mighty D is. He's mentioned Mighty D on streams less than a year ago. I'm pretty sure he has said the words Mighty D. on stream. Like, he knows who Mighty D is. Again, Schrodinger's Detractors. I can never say that man's name, but
about me. But that was just the online people, because there's also a ton of offline people. I wasn't privy to the offline people.
Is that Bill Fresnel? There was a guy called like Bill Fresnel or something like that. I remember seeing like archival stuff and someone had the name Bill Fresnel, and I thought that was funny.
So I don't know who the offline people are. All right. But anyway, so those are the people that were in the Discord, right? So listen to this. They immediately erased the server when I showed someone that it merely was a real thing. And basically, he has even more posts up here. I purged most of the server since some DSP slur think this.
That's not a slur. A deadhead is not a slur, by the way. It's not a slur. Like, yeah, it's derogatory, but to call it a slur would be a stretch. It's a deadhead. One of your mods, Madara is God, has a literal dent in his cranium, in his skull. That's where the term came from. Like, the term denthead, it's derogatory and it's kind of fucked up, but it's not without merit, and it's kind of well-founded. Because people with traumatic brain injuries, and I can speak as someone who has had a traumatic brain injury, sometimes don't always make the best decisions. So denthead applies, because anybody that gives money to you is yes, Harvey Slur. That's right. Harvey Slur. Where's Harvey Slur? What if you just had that Joker enters the hotel room scene, or the ballroom scene in The Dark Knight, but you just bleeped out the word dent? That'd be a funny edit.
Ironically, a DSP
I'm waiting for
server
Nerd Brew to get on
makes
that.
it that much funner. I just saw a slur post a screen cap thinking, no way they think this is a real hive mind server with only like 40 members. With 6 people to talk.
My theory, and like I'm not in direct communication with anybody on the server, although like people on the server are still out there, like people like Mighty D and Theo, like they're still active. But I'm pretty sure that like some of those people probably fucking forgot this server exists. And then as soon as it was pointed out to Phil, they were like, hey man, we should probably get rid of this stupid fucking thing because we don't use it. I think they purged it because Phil reminded them of their existence. And they're like, yeah, there's other places we talk now. We don't need it. Fuck it. So it got purged and deleted. Like, it's really not that deep, Phil. It's not that deep. Good morning, Snake Plissken. How are you?
To make matters even funnier, all right? As if it's not funny enough to make fun of that server, right? Like, who on earth
but it's
would be
not
part
funny.
Of this server? Life losers.
Like it's not like he has not made a single joke. Like, he thinks pointing out the fact that John had 2 accounts is a joke. There was no punchline. A joke, the mechanics of a joke is there's a setup and a punchline, and something perhaps ironic that we can find some modicum of humor in that would make us laugh. There was no jokes there. It was just you saying like, look at these stupid guys. That's not a joke. Like, calling people stupid is not a joke. Most of what we do with DSP when we're just doing a commentary stream like this one is not a joke. It can be funny and people can laugh, but stating what you think is obvious is not a joke, man.
It's people who are mentally stunted, fucked up people with no morals, you know, the dregs of society, right? That's who would be on a server like that. This guy.
Yeah, dude, old dead forum. Exactly. It was a dead server that people only were reminded of its existence like yesterday. So it's not that deep. It's like when it's like when you get an email from a subscription service that's like, hey, we're raising our membership prices. And then you're like, I didn't even remember I had that subscription. I'm going to go cancel it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a ton of shit and a ton of logins that we just forget about. This was one of those things, man. I'm sure like the Mad Dog and Mighty D and TJ, whoever else was in there, it's like, oh shit, we should probably delete that server. It's cringe, right? And they did.
Deleted the server. Actually goes out of his way
Well,
to
yeah.
post this
Aishi
up,
Yamamoto says you
okay?
can tell it's a fake channel because the name is Secret
he
Detractor
nuked it,
Discord.
but-
Well, I don't think it's a fake channel. I think it's a server that people unironically used at some point. But the name is supposed to be ironic, and that's 100% lost on DSP. If DSP's main dunk on this is, can you believe they made the name of their Secret Detractor Discord the Secret Detractor Discord? Ack. Thank you for the membership, Pasta Maker. I appreciate you.
because it hadn't been used in years, despite the fact it showed active users. It showed that people were actually active on it, right? And then here's the other.
Yeah, Snoot says one could argue it would. One could argue it still makes him look bad to have a Discord server about people making fun of him, and there's only 50 people on it. Yeah, like 50 people, man.
Funny part. Listen to this. This is the best part. This is absolutely.
What's up? Why am I
couldn't-
toxic?
You know,
How are you?
You talk about felting people. I couldn't felt any worse than how these people felt themselves. Because, like I said,
Okay, explain. Elaborate. How are people hanging out and chilling in a Discord? How are they felting themselves? How? How are they losing out down to the felt? Explain that to me. Are you the fucking eye in the sky? Explain that to me, man.
to lift a finger anymore. Everything is falling apart. All my detractors are literally systematically.
Well,
crumbling
yeah,
around.
yeah.
Okay.
Anthony says because it says they're online, he thinks they're actively in the server. You can be online and not actively in this. Dude, I am in so many Discord servers that I don't even fucking touch. Detractor Beam is basically Discord for me. I am in the Detractor Beam Discord like almost 24/7 at this point. That is Discord. I am on that server. I'm in Brand Dude's server. I'm in TBS, technically speaking. Like I'm a member of those servers, but I don't post on them. I'm in Len's server. We could be online, but we're not actively involved in those servers. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the brainworms. That's right. Detractor Beam became my only Discord server at some point.
You got to read this. You ready for this? The guy who purged it doesn't own it. We haven't spoken there in years. Why purge it? Why purge it? To fuck with people like you who think it's a gathering hub for even more slurs, even better.
Gay ops is not a slur against gay people. He doesn't understand what the term gay ops means. Gay ops is not actually a homophobic slur. Like, it's not. It doesn't mean what he thinks it means, you fucking idiot. Get online, man.
Then again, I'm on the active tractor server. We share videos and memes, and we even game together. So this guy,
Yeah, dude, that's true. A lot of detractor servers are just genuinely cool places where people just hang out. Like, people just hang out and chill, man. It's not a big deal. Most of the time, the couple servers that I'm involved with, we're barely talking about fucking Phil. So,
saying that wasn't even an active server anymore. We haven't done any of that stuff in years. Oh, by the way, we have an active server where we actively do this every single day.
dude, the servers are public. We talk about them in stream chats and in video comments all the time. Like, people know there's a TBS server. People know King Sly has a server. People know Brand Dude has a server. People know King Jad has a server. People know Len has a server. That's 5 right there. 5 public servers. I sound like Bad Bunny. 5 servers. But I just rattled off 5 public servers, and I know there's more. There's the DDM server. There's Snort Exchange. Like, there's a whole ton of fucking servers, and they're all public. He thinks he's blowing the lid wide open. He thinks that this is some deep throat shit, and it's not deep throat shit. Shout out to Nancy Reagan, the throat goat, by the way. And DSP, apparently.
Ultimate self-felt. You fucking idiot.
So how is that self-felt? Like, explain to me why that makes these people look bad. Like, show me.
On the one hand, you say, we're not part of that server. That's all old.
No, they're admitting that server is dead, but they're also admitting that there are many servers that they're on. Fucking idiot. Again, this is reading comprehension. This is why I always say he needs to read more. He needs to read more. Because all TJ is saying is that the person who purged it doesn't own it. The person who purged it is a mod. And the server exists to fuck with retards like you who thinks it's a gathering hub for gay ops. It's ironic. This is TJ admitting that that server is ironic, man. It's fucking ironic.
Disbanded. No one cares about it anymore. Oh, yeah, we have an active one where we do this every day. You fucking moron. Could you be possibly any more stupid? I don't think so. I actually don't think it's possible.
Valedictorian is too smart to read. Yeah. So Crow Sauce brings up a good point. Have you guys ever noticed with like a lot of narcissistic people in your life, they actively go out of their way to not read things, like not read books. That might be a something to ask like Len or Steve of the Dead, are more like psychological detractors. But I found the people in the workplace that are the most narcissistic tend like just not to read memos or like not read process sheets or like standard operating procedures because they don't think they need them, you know? And DSP is the kind of guy that literally like doesn't think he needs guides or knowledge or anything, so he doesn't read. Therefore, his reading comprehension is so low that he can't understand like a basic tweet thread. Absolutely.
Let's see. This server's been public the 6 years I've been in it. There's thousands of tractors and sub 50 of us in that one. Be real. The reason I jumped in there for the first time in 6 years is because you
Penitent
were there.
Sin says
Dude,
narcissists are not interested in other people's point of views.
My moronic idiot. You literally admitted you're in another server. You're
And again, why is that bad? All TJ is saying is like, yo, dude, other servers are out there, man. We don't need... TJ's like, we don't need this one. There's other servers out there where we're at.
Ending your action saying I only jumped in that server because I figured someone was in there talking about it, but you actively admitted you're in another one.
What's there to defend? What's there to defend? There's nothing objectionable between hanging out in servers. Like, what's there to defend? Why are you getting so moralistic?
One right here, you fucking degenerate moron. How can you be that stupid?
And how is hanging out in a server degenerate? Hello? Have you been in the server? Have you looked at it? I'll admit there can be some degenerate shit that goes on Discord. Not in any of the servers that I've been on, but how many times do you hear about a creator's Discord having sus shit in it? Or people that are up to sus shit? Like Cyrax, Jupiter the Hybrid, Nova Online. That's 3 lolcows that have been up to degenerate shit in their Discord servers. So I will concede that there is degenerate shit that goes on in some creators' Discord servers. But I have yet to see that on any of the servers that I'm involved with. I'll let him cook. All right, Pyroclastic says let him cook. Let's go.
Do you sit on your toilet with the lid down and shit? I mean, that's the level of stupidity here.
Well, yeah, Mr. Beast server, apparently.
Wow.
And Keffel's server, by the way. You want to talk about degen servers? There's
it.
2.
Like, I don't even really want to go too much
Mr. Beast and
Keffel's. Just a lot
Keffel's.
of people reacting to it and saying these are the dumbest fucking people I've ever seen and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even worth spending any more time on. But it's like, these are my detractors. This is what I'm dealing with. These people have not a literal brain cell left in their fucking heads. They sit there in their little circle jerking communities, singing
That's us.
Kumbaya, and
Yes.
playing games together, sending idiotic memes about me to each other. Literally saying,
That's us.
I counted today. Did you know that Dark Side Phil, DSP himself, he snorted 7 times and he cleared his throat 20.
Again, that's not wrong. He's actually not wrong about this. We do sit in Discords and we count the snorts and we make fun of him for how he hangs up his soundproofing foam, and King Jad has a bingo card. It's very fun. So we do all this shit. I can't argue any of this. I have no rebuttal.
3 times on the stream today. Let the count me updated.
But your snorts don't make me upset. I just think it's funny, to be honest. I just think it's funny.
Holy fucking shit. What is wrong?
Also, like, not to derail too hard, but I think this shirt is open because he cannot unbutton it. I think Cat bought him like a men's medium and he needs a men's XL. Because this shirt looks like a men's medium. I swear. But Phil is at least a large, or in some cases, depending on the cut, probably an XL. But he's not buttoning this shit, dude. This shirt's working overtime. You want to talk about overtime? This shirt deserves a medal. Oh my God.
Wrong with you? Do you not understand this is a waste of your life? This is not something to be proud of. Being part of the Detractor family is not...
Okay, first off, don't ever call anything outside of your real family a family. That's cringe. You can call some of your friends a family, but like a Discord server is not a family. The company you work for is not a fucking family. Your family's your family. Your friends are your family. Don't do that. It's cringe.
Not a real family. Get it? Now I'm going to play like Review Tech. You don't have a real family. Detractors are not a family. They're a bunch of degenerates. A bunch of...
You know, I will admit we are degenerates. I never... Listen, I'm not one of those people on YouTube. I'm not one of those people who will say what I'm doing is good or virtuous or any of that shit. I'm here to laugh at this guy. And maybe that is degeneracy, but it's fun. All right? I'm here for fun.
Immoral, mentally stunted people.
Phil, we don't got family, we got tractors. I was trying to do some kind of like Vin Diesel quote, but it needs workshopping.
People who have latched together with their inability to have a real
he's clipping.
positive
I'm
life,
sorry.
and
He's
instead have
clipping,
created a
according to my
social
OBS.
circle around hating on me, a nobody, an arbitrary content creator.
But I thought you were the most meaningful creator in existence. What the fuck?
You are fucked if you think that what you're doing is anything positive or meaningful.
It's not. It's not. What I do is not positive or meaningful. It's not. If anything, my goal is for it not to be positive and not to be meaningful. I go on this channel because I'm able to make toxic, stupid shit, because in every other aspect of my life, I need to behave, right? In every other aspect of my life, I have to work a corpo job where I'm a subject matter expert who has to behave, right? This is the one thing I get to spurg out on in my entire life. So I do not want it to be meaningful, sir. I want it to be toxic. I want it to be toxic and dumb. That's literally why Lefty and I started this channel, is because we wanted to do toxic, dumb shit, and we wanted an outlet for it.
Life. You are wasting your life. You're going to wake up one day, 45 years old, still single, probably still living with...
I'm 34 years old and I ain't single. I got a girlfriend that I love and I hang out with all the time.
Your parents. You're going to get
Maybe
out
I
of bed.
am based, Winter Stripe, but that's how I feel. Detractor content is not supposed to be meaningful. It's supposed to be toxic and dumb. Those are like my two rules. My three rules. Is it toxic? Yes. Is it dumb? Yes. Does it make people laugh or learn something potentially? Yes. If I can do all those three things or a combination of them, it's good. It's a good stream.
You're going to look in the mirror and you're going to realize, holy shit, I just spent 20 years hating on DSP and I have absolutely nothing positive in my own life.
Speaking my truth,
all
shiny
I did was
teeth.
celebrate
Absolutely.
Hating on DSP for 20 years with a bunch of fucking losers.
Dude, detracting is not worth celebrating too, by the way. There are certain people who like celebrate their online detractor content. Fuck that, man. Fuck that. I pulled this channel so that I could be a toxic idiot for you all on stream. That's exactly why I'm here, because I'm a toxic fucking idiot. All right?
You not understand this. The people who don't do this are people who have positive lives. We have family, friends, business, things going for us that are positive. We don't just sit here and shit on others.
I don't just sit here and shit on others.
That's why we don't have detractor servers to sit in and poop on people. We don't have to shit on others because we're too busy with good things. You can have good things, but you need to use the brain cells that are in your fucking head instead of ignoring them. All right? Take your server, your...
DSP, maybe I use my brain for like my job, the upkeep of my house, all that other shit. Maybe detracting is a way for me to switch my brain off. Because like, to be honest, for the most part, detracting is not that hard. Like laughing at you is not that hard. If you didn't make it so easy, maybe we'd have to work at it. But it's not that fucking hard to laugh at you, dude. That's why I have so much fun booting up and turning on a stream at night, because it's so fun and easy to laugh at you, man.
Second server, which you've now admitted you're in, which probably has hundreds to thousands of people in it. Close the fucking server. Go outside, touch grass, breathe air, and do something with your life for once. You fucking...
I went to the pool during lunch today. What did you do? I'm in a situation where I can literally swim during lunch, which is hype. Amazing. If you're a work from home style person with access to a pool, you know what I'm talking about. Take a quick dip during your lunch block. Oh, baby. That's the life.
Losers. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep winning. I'm going up. You fuckers are going down.
Dude, you've been wailed out for how many years and you still haven't fixed your fucking bathroom? And I'm moving into a new house in October. I'm fucking winning, dude. I can afford a new house. New house. All my toilets are going to fucking work. And you're still the same dude you were years ago.
And there's nothing that's going to stop that momentum. You understand? You're fucked. So
yeah,
cut
dude,
the
Excalibur.
shit and
Swimming
fucking
is
grow
the best
fuck up
exercise.
And do something for yourself.
I'm so
You're
lucky.
Pathetic. You're an embarrassment to the human fucking race. You are the poster child, textbook definition of what humanity has created as an offshoot of something meaningful. Your existence.
No, Phil, actually, like, Phil is the pioneer of, like, the meaningless YouTuber. You guys know the fucking archetype of, like, the YouTuber who logs on, asks for money, and exists just to exist. He is projecting. This is such projection right here because Phil is meaningless. Like, by definition, he adds no value. He provides no services. He teaches us nothing. Phil is meaningless. His content is absolutely meaningless. Phil, do you think people are gonna be looking at your Saints Row playthrough 10 years ago? Fuck no. If Phil stopped posting, people would stop watching his videos. People would stop watching his videos. No one would watch except us. There's weird fucked up irony for you. When Phil stops posting, and that day will come, detractors will still be feasting. Because there's such a back catalog we could go into. The most based thing DSP could ever do is the day he stopped posting on YouTube or stopped streaming, he would delete everything. But he won't. You know why he won't? Because he'll still be getting those legacy AdSense pennies.
Meaningless. You're wasting your life. Stop. You can change. Turn it around. Close Discord. Go fucking touch grass.
He's also treating us like we're some kind of weird addicts. Have you guys noticed that? He's like dressing us down like we're some kind of like disheveled, degenerate fucking addicts when he's the one who's wearing pajama pants under a fucking button-up shirt that doesn't fit. That's 2 sizes too small. So who is the messy degenerate, Phil? You or me? I'm wearing a shirt that fits and I have a job. So, like, who's winning in this situation, really? And also, all right, I need to get this out there. There's a lot of people, a lot of detractors even, who have a tendency to flex on Phil. Don't ever make your brand on the fact that you're better than Phil. Because being better than Phil is a pretty low bar. Pretty low bar. Don't be better than Phil. Be you. Be you and laugh at Phil. That's the key.
Holy fucking shit. All right. Well, I'm done ranting about that.
All right. That's that segment. Let's see. What do we got left here? I bookmarked this. We're almost through everything. This is going to be perfect timing. We'll be through everything by the time it's time to redirect.
You know, it was going to be a cool crossover style event that all of us would get something out of.
Oh yeah, he's talking about why Mutahar
the fact that it fell apart like it did.
couldn't do the thing.
Right? But it is what it is. Tonight I'm still going to stream. My stream's all screwed up. Like, I wanted to mess with this thing before we got on not a text, but a DM. Pretty close to the end of my first stream. basically saying in a panic that it looks like the whole thing was falling apart, that Mudahar was canceling and couldn't make it. They were hurriedly trying to find a replacement and could not find one. And they were kind of upset because
So I have a theory on this. I'm kind of going back and forth though between whether Mudahar genuinely canceled because something came up or just didn't want to do it. However, my theory as to why Andy and PPP didn't show, because I asked people this morning in a couple of the Discord channels, like why they think PPP and Andy still didn't show, because PPP and Andy still could have streamed with him. I think PPP and Andy didn't show because they know they probably have one gameplay stream with him. They probably have one. And they want that gameplay stream to fucking hit. So they want to get someone like Muda that can hang out with them, because honestly, DSP talking to Muda would be pretty hype. I'd be curious to have that conversation. So I think they don't want to shoot their shot until they're absolutely sure, because I think they know that their number of genuine interactions with DSP is limited. So I think they're trying to make them count. That's my theory anyway. Yeah, Anthony says Mudahar probably asked if he could ask DSP some questions. They told him that he can't. Mudahar probably said, okay, never mind, bye. Maybe, yeah, I think DSP is delusional if he thinks that Mudahar all of a sudden likes him or is on good terms with him. Mudahar's hatred for DSP is deep and well documented. He has a number of videos on Phil specifically and why Phil sucks. So I think Mudahar would want to have a genuine conversation with DSP, even out of pure curiosity. So maybe that. But I think a simpler explanation would be that Andy and PPP want these gameplay streams to really fucking count. And it would not be nearly as hype if Mudahar didn't come.
You know, the whole idea was that...
Oh yeah, Mudahar knows a lot about... Anthony says Mudahar knows a lot about DSP. Yeah, he follows the lore. He lurks. You can tell, because he'll occasionally mention something about DSP that's like a really fucking deep cut that a lot of normies don't know. Like, he follows, he reads, he keeps up on the lore.
Everyone was going to get a boost out of it. You know, it was going to be a cool crossover style event that all of us would get something out of. And the fact that it fell apart like it did, you're like, damn, that sucks, right? But it is what it is. Tonight I'm still going to stream. My stream's all screwed up. Like, I wanted to mess with this thing before we got online, and this thing is a pain.
Crossover style event. That's right, Greedy Piggy.
Runs
That's right.
on an app, and the app is
Lionel says, what does Muda get out of this? That's really the question.
It's your turn, bro.
Gugats. Thank you, John Gong, for subscribing. I appreciate you.
Very limited in usability. Let's put it that way. It's not very user-friendly. Like, all I literally wanted to do was put 3 lines of text. It was going to say, DSP, welcome to DSP Gaming, Black Myth Wukong stream, you know, hail to the king, or something like that.
All right, you know what? I actually don't think I want to watch him spurg about the light board. I pulled up this here. Yeah, there's enough time, theoretically, for us to get through some of this. This is the PS4 launch day unboxing. I want to watch through this because this is fucking fascinating. I always like to have some kind of retro throwback thing lined up. So here's PS4 unboxing day. And I want you guys to compare some of the current day unboxings and setups we've seen to this. I think this is kind of proof that he has gotten less intelligent over time, because he is cohesive, he is a plan, and he is ready to go in this in a way that we have not seen in the past week with all the new shit he's bought.
Good evening, everyone. Darkside Phil here, and boy, am I excited. Ladies and gentlemen, in tow right now, in my hands, I have my PlayStation 4 console.
That's very odd.
It is 12:31 a.m. on launch day, November 15th, 2013. I just got home from GameStop. I'm excited. Right now, I've got...
Oh, Aaron from Steel Toe is on Kino right now. So that's actually... That's very telling. about why Kino invites people on his on their shows, because Aaron is like one of the most embarrassed cucks on the internet right now. Honest. I mean, technically Rakita is a cuck too, but like, I don't know, dude. Aaron's wife is living with Rakita right now. So yeah, that's cuck behavior. I wouldn't be surprised if Destiny is next.
1,600 people on my live stream on Twitch TV, and I'm sure people, as soon as this goes up on YouTube, are going to be very excited as well. The wait is over. The next gen is here, ladies and gentlemen.
And like, listen, I guess big ups for Rakita for cucking him, I guess, because April is a good-looking lady, but still, like, it really shows if a dude like Nick Rakita can cuck you in the state that he's in, and also. To get back to DSP, it really shows the state that Subaru Man and Cat's relationship was in if he was able to be cucked by a guy like DSP. Think about that.
So what we're going to do in this first segment, we are going to unbox the PS4 live. You're going to see me open up.
And dude, the thing, so Shiny Teeth says, I can't believe Aaron's back after they ripped him a new one after the first time. Well, so Kino Casino, because I've dug into them in the past couple of weeks. If you notice, there's this weird unspoken power they feel like they have over people, and they're kind of right, because they love nothing more than to absolutely fucking roast a dude and then have them on a show 2 weeks later. That seems like it might actually be sexual for a guy like PPP to be able to roast the fuck out of someone, call someone's wife a fat bitch, and then have them on a show, you know, a couple months later. That is kind of based if you think about it, you know? Yeah, Sneed says the Lolcow Whisperers. Yeah, exactly. Like, they're better farmers than Keem could ever be. Because if they can roast a cock like Aaron, or call Cat a fat bitch and then have DSP on the show later and have him thank them for it, I guess they've cracked the Lolcow code, I guess.
The box for the first time, see what's inside. I'm going to comment on it. We're going to look at it. Gee, is it
Shiny
really
T says PPP loves roasts. Yeah, if his weight is any indication, hell yeah.
Heavy? You know, does it lay flat like people say, or does it have problems? We're going to see. We're going to see everything for ourselves. I just got back from GameStop where I was lucky number 13.
What the fuck is this? Oh
so
my
nothing
God.
could possibly go wrong with this unboxing, right? All right. So without further ado, here we go.
All right, here he is.
All right. Hello,
Connecticut
everyone
Condo.
out there on the internet. I have it. And so
Big
I don't know
ups
if you saw
Light
the
Switch.
picture there, if it ran the picture of John Cena holding it, ladies and gentlemen.
No, Snood and Sneed are not
The chip
related.
is here.
No.
I've got it.
Wait.
Okay.
Hold on.
I don't know if you saw the picture there, if it ran the picture of John Cena holding it, ladies and gentlemen. The chip is here.
The champ is here. I don't have that on my soundboard, but imagine it. The champ is here.
I've got it. Okay, PlayStation 4. Pretty nifty package. It's actually narrow.
Nifty. Ooh.
Has a handle to carry it, which definitely helps when you're transporting the shit around.
I actually legit appreciated the fact that the PS4 box had a handle when I got mine. I was like, oh shit, this is easy to carry home. It's got a handle on it.
Oh yeah, this is a big help to have a handle on the box. So the front, as you can see, is pretty basic. 500 gig console. Okay. What do you got on the side? You got.
All right, we're skipping. I want to get to the point where he cracks it.
Nice.
Here we go.
So let's
Whatever
get through it
he's
here.
cracking a box is the thing, is the way. Oh, he's got an actual Leatherman, like a real multi-tool. Ah, yes.
Well, I destroyed the box, but it has to happen.
An RFB? Oh.
Okay, move my mic here for a second. Give me some more room.
What mic is he using? It's not the it's not the Audio Technica.
It's like a pizza
Not
box,
at all.
but you have to like open it.
Completely
from the top.
different
See
sound
that?
profile to it.
Okay, so what do we got?
Is he using a meteorite? He might be using a
Console in the
meteorite.
center. We've got.
We'll
what it
see in a
looks like
second.
the instructional materials, quick start guide and stuff right there. And here we've got our PS4 controller. First thing I want to go right for is the console.
Oh yeah, he's chubby as fuck, dude.
Okay.
But he looks healthy here. He looks like legit healthier here than he does now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It is quite heavy. I don't think it's as heavy as a PS3.
It is quite heavy.
It is quite heavy. At least, like, you know, you can still one-hand it. Okay. All right. It is wrapped in a plastic.
Wrapped.
Actually, it's foam on the sides. to
Wrapped
protect
in
the sides of the
plastic.
unit, so we'll remove that.
Yeah. Big. Yeah, definitely Revant. He doesn't look like he's wasting away. Yeah.
Quite interesting
He looks like he's
looking.
wasting
Ooh, it is
away
heavy.
now. It looks terrible.
All right, so let's take a look at the console ourselves, shall we?
I will
All right,
say the
so
PS4 was a nice looking console.
Half of it has a glossy,
Slick looking
shiny
box.
finish, and the other half.
I don't like
is
the look of the
what they call a
PS5.
matte
The
finish,
PS5 is the
where you have,
weirdest
like, the
looking
grain
console.
To it. You can feel it. PlayStation logo right there.
We peaked with aesthetics
Okay.
at PS4.
The front of the console is at an angle. You've got 2 USB ports, and you've got your disk drive. Okay.
And look at this. He's standing up. He's sitting down.
Looks like this is the.
He's
when you
not
touch
even
it,
breathing hard.
Turn it on and off. It has a power symbol. I don't know if you can see that. It's very small. And this is where you touch it to eject your disc, right there. Okay. What do we got here on the side? Absolutely nothing. On this side,
that's a
we've
good
got
point.
your
Sorry,
actual-
normal.
We've got the
No evidence of stroke mouth
all
whatsoever.
your little
at
symbols
this
in there. I
point.
don't know how well you can see them, but Dolby True HD.
This
surround
sounds
sound,
really
Blu-ray, all that
perverted,
crap
but look at
showing
how
that it's in the
straight them
console
lips
itself.
are.
I've already gotten a nice big smudgy fingerprint on it. Great, good for me. And then on the back,
The PS5 looks like
just as we've seen
Kaiba.
from E3.
Yeah, I guess.
You've got
I guess.
certain ports. You've got, what is this one?
I like
Your
the PS5 as a
optical audio
console. It's a
out.
good
That's what
console.
you're going to use to hook it up to your surround sound system.
Very nice.
Possibly
Like, I
your
love
headphones. That's
having
what I'm
one,
gonna
but
use
I
to
don't
get
like the
audio
look
out
of
it
it.
when using
I
my
think it's an
current
eyesore.
headphones. HDMI out, the one HDMI out video port. Ethernet, right there. And aux.
Aux.
I don't know what that is.
Aux.
Aux. Maybe that's for the PlayStation camera. I'm not sure.
That looks like just that looks just like a USB port
We'll take a look
on the
and see
back.
if maybe that is what that's for. Okay, and that's it. Look at this. Look how sleek it is. It's actually quite.
Oh, so he had
easily
Merch says he had the stroke mouth in the very first
I
face
do like
reveal.
the contoured sides like that, how they're at an angle. It actually makes it easier to hold.
I'm gonna
When
be
you get square
starting.
things,
I'm gonna be
sometimes your
starting
things
on
naturally-
the edit of the This Say Don't Play pretty soon. I have some bits mapped out for the first part that I recorded, and one of them will require the first face reveal. So we'll get there. We'll get there.
Easier to grab. Oh, I dropped it. I'm kidding.
Oh,
Oh, it falls. It lands in my drink. My drink splashes all over. Oh, fuck. Okay. So that's the console itself. Let's put that down for a moment. And actually, you know what? No, hold on.
I like
Here's what
having
we're
a
gonna do.
PS5.
Hold on a
My
second,
girlfriend
everybody.
loves the PS5. I bought a PS5 so that she would play video games. She's not a PC person. I've offered to get her a
Watch this. We're
PC.
gonna
She
do a
says
test.
no.
I'm gonna put this down on
But
my
I got her a
table.
PS5. I got us a
I'm gonna lift my
PS5 and
table
she
up.
likes
Watch
it.
this.
So
We're gonna do.
that table is
what
fucking
everyone
dope,
did.
by the way.
Remember that video? The guy who had the crooked PS4.
Oh.
It was wobbly.
Oh, hello. That's a Samson meteorite. This, dare I say, whatever settings he's got on this Samson meteorite, it sounds better than what he's got now. His audio now is shit, but his audio at this time with just like a basic bitch Samson meteorite sounds fine. Like he could have used the meteorite and been perfectly fine.
We're gonna do a wobble.
Honestly, something nice like an Audio Technica mic is a fucking waste on him. Because honestly, like XLR mics require some knowledge of how to set them and use them properly, and Phil has none of that knowledge, as we know.
Test live. Live wobble test. Ready?
Wobble.
So, my PS4 is firmly in position
Yeah,
on the
that
table.
sounds great.
Let's test it.
The audio is clear. There's no room.
No wobble
no
whatsoever.
room noise.
I got a good one. No wobble at all. Look at that. Cool.
Oh yeah, his power level
None at
actually
all.
decreased. He's
Very
gotten
good.
worse.
I'm pleased with that because after I saw that guy's video, I was like, "What the hell? No wobble. Perfect. All right.
No wobble.
So
wobble,
now
wobble.
I actually like this angle for the unboxing, don't you? Look at this. You got my mic, my
and look,
mug,
like
and we can
this
actually
this is actually like not bad if you're gonna do an unboxing. He at least set it down on a table. It's a level surface. The shot is framed. Well, the shot's framed, which is more than we can say for what he does now. The framing is still atrocious, but it's better than what he does now. He's gotten objectively worse looking at this.
other things in the box together. All right. So first we've got special free offers for PlayStation gamers.
PlayStation gamers. They got him with the gamer
glad that
word.
I did not show that off. A code for free 30 days of PlayStation Plus. You know what? To hell with it. I'm in a good mood.
All right.
I'm unboxing my PS4.
PS Plus
I don't need
code.
free PlayStation Plus because I already have.
Dude, and Phil, this is why you cry poor. Because you don't take advantage of, like, coupons or, like, obvious free shit. DSP is the kind of guy that would consider himself above bargain hunting or coupon cutting, by the way. And those people are insufferable. The people that think they're, like, too good for coupons or too good to thrift, fuck those people, man. Coupon cutting and thrifting is fun, man.
Have it. I'm going to give this code away right now on the stream. And I know if you're on YouTube, unfortunately, you have no chance. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Get your code.
Can you see it?
No.
Not. Hold on.
It looks like shit.
Wow, that is fucking blurry. God damn it, I'm just going to have to read it. This isn't working.
You asshole.
That's not working. No. Okay, I'll read it.
That's
The
how
code
we,
is...
yeah.
That was a fail.
It was.
Oh, that was a fucking... I blew that one. Hold on a second.
Wait a minute. He was saying he couldn't play videos inside his OBS. He said that like recently. He's like, oh, maybe if my Stream Deck worked, I could play videos. He just played the Billy Madison You Blew It clip. This was before he even moved.
Yeah, that was bad. All right, here we go. This is the code. I'll read it for you guys. The code is TNL
Pour some out for tea.
dash F6N5
Dash
2PJ7. There you go. So one of you guys
There you
just
go.
got 30 days of PS Plus for free just for tuning in.
All right, we're skipping.
Free. I can the box here. Start. PS are safe. You can see.
Is there anything other than him flipping through these
When the-
manuals? Because if it is, we're out.
Say,
I took a chance.
actual-
Okay, he's manipulating controller. Let's fucking go. Yeah, Ravon, thanks for reading the dash. Very
Now,
helpful.
as I said, I did do an unboxing earlier of this gamepad about 2 weeks ago, I want to say, because they actually have.
Okay, I want to see what he thinks of the PS4
Some
controller.
of the new things about the PlayStation 4 pad that I really like. Number one, the thumbsticks actually have. They're actually see that they're concave. They have a circle inside them. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Fuck,
How well
silent
you can see it
weapons.
there.
Oh my
And
god.
it's good because when you're playing, it's somewhere
Amazing,
to rest
dude.
your thumbs.
You're getting pinned.
The ones on the old PlayStation 3 controller, it was convex. Your thumb actually fell out of place. So they've actually improved the thumbsticks there.
Amazing silent weapons.
You've got the buttons, action buttons.
Action
there.
buttons. Blech.
The D-pad has been improved. If you actually compare the two controllers, you can see how the D-pad.
Okay, I don't care. I might have picked a bad review.
Here it is. Mini USB. And then last but not least, this is very, very different. That is.
Maybe I'll pick a different video for next time. He doesn't get deep into the shit like I like him to do. Because the best unboxings is when he's fucking fumbling with stuff. All right, I'm gonna redirect you guys somewhere. Here, hold on. Let's set that up. Probably, I think Len is gonna be streaming. I'll redirect you guys to our buddy Len. I think. Yep, Len is up. It's either Len or Raw Phil. So I'll show some love for the boyfriend, and I'll send you guys over to Len. A couple things. Next stream is going to be another recording session for the Deus Ex Mankind Divided. This Say You Don't Play. That's going to be on Sunday morning at 8:30 Eastern time. So if you want to hang out while I record, take notes, and comment over some Deus Ex for an upcoming This Is How You Don't Play, come on Sunday morning. Saturday morning, I will be streaming Final Fantasy X on Twitch. So check out my Twitch channel if you would like. I am the Logan K on Twitch. If you guys want to hang out there, but yeah, next stream is going to be Deus Ex This Is How You Don't Play recording. Thank you for playing along today. Thank you for all the support. Those who supported, consider subbing, liking, all that good stuff on your way out. Love you all. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Enjoy your time at Lens.